Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back again. This time, we'll be taking reaction from what has been discussed by the eminent professor and Dr. Rudolph Okonkwo himself. It was a very interesting, time. I laughed, and I had a good time. I've not had such a good time on this program for a long time. And he was everything that you can think of. He was fun to talk to. He's the kind of people that can tell you to, go to hell and you go gladly, happily, joyous ever after. But it was good. And I'm here to pick up what you think concerning the broadcast. I'm here to listen to your side. Those of you who couldn't ask questions and those of you who had so much to say and couldn't say it, we are giving you the privilege to say what you needed to say and then defend your position. Remember that when we call you to speak, say only what you can defend, what you can say with your full chest, just in case you are called upon tomorrow to defend your position. If need be, we'll push back. If not, we'll allow you have your say, or rather we'll allow you make your view known. And, other panelists may decide to also ask you questions or may not. But however, it's good to be here. Welcome back. And let the show begin.
Okay. Children are born and put on a rubber stool. No, I tell people, Dr. Damages, you need to come, if you want to know the level of poverty in Nigeria, you need to enter the Nigerian hospital. You'll be walking at the doctor, sometimes you cry. Sometimes we use our money to give patients. So when people see doctors go on strike, I get mad. I had to leave. It's painful. You see a child that you're taking care of. After a few days, the child is getting retrogressing. The child is getting worse by the day because the drug you recommended, you prescribe for the child, they cannot take the child's prescription to the pharmacy. There is no money. They don't have money in their account. The little baby that is so fragile, you manage to take their blood sample. They cannot process the blood sample because the person at the lab said no, they don't have the money in their account. They will take my salary if I process this sample. So you watch the innocent baby go retrogress. What do? You take our money from your pocket and give that parent, madam, please go and put in this account. Let me see this child get better. And we're here defending thieves because they give you $5,000, $1,000. What is $1,000? Children are born and put on plastic chairs in Nigeria. Are we not ashamed of ourselves? And we'll call Obi stingy. Let him be prudent and let us have functioning hospitals. Let us have good roads. Our people are dying. Children are dying by the day. I had somebody when I was in Calabar, and when I was still a medical student, the man I used to buy something from at Amaya Market, his child was born premature. Guess what? But the child was older than the other child that survived. Why did his child die? Because the child missed the last incubator that was available. The other child that was born that was weaker had the incubator. His child did not have any incubator. They had to wrap the child and put a lamp beside him. That child died. Oh. And you don't have the effrontery to come here and defend Tinubu article.
Oh no, it's so sad. It's so sad.
You want to know poverty? Enter the hospitals of Nigeria. You don't know nothing. So we have to be very careful what we say. Very careful. There's poverty in the land. There's poverty in the land. A lot of poverty in the land. People die by the day.
Wow, thank you.
There is poverty in the land and people are dying by the day. That broadcast was made many years ago, but you can see how relevant it still remains, even to this moment as we talk. The eminent guest we spoke to today just came in from Nigeria, and you can hear his tales, the tales of war that never seem to end. And for those who are still searching for what the topic is, we are reviewing Pa Ikhide's story of the state of the nation. We are talking about what he was able to observe. We're talking about how he was able to answer the questions. We're talking about what he saw and what he thinks. So if you have a contribution to make, please come on to the show. Let us jaw. Looking at the way the things are, I can tell you the truth. I have my own, like I said, I can never, for want of anything that is real, I'm not going to, the area that I didn't agree with, I made sure that I said that. And that area is the area of the church. And the reason for that is many. But if I'm supposed to canvass it, I will say that we should probably first hold our elected officials accountable before holding unelected officials, okay, people who are not working for government, accountable. We should hold those who are collecting monthly allocation meant for our development accountable first before we hold those who have established, no matter what word you use to call it a business center, call it a church, whatever you want to call it. They are not forcing you to be there. They are not forcing you. Nobody has ever said that I was in my house. I said I'm not going to go to this church again, and they came and arrested me and said I must be there. Nobody has gone to a church before and said I didn't want to give them tithe and offering, and they insisted that if I don't give it, I will not go home. So if the pressure we're bringing to bear on the church, which I don't have any problem with it. The church have always gone through persecution, so it's okay. If the pressure we're bringing on that, we can channel that energy to our government, I'm sure that Nigeria would be much better. And again, I want to say this. If the Nigerian government is being run the way Nigerian churches are run, giving example of places like some of the major churches you already know, okay, I will not have any problem because those churches are well run, whether you like it or not. They are run very well, and some of them pay the highest salaries in Nigeria, And those people who always are quick to say, pastors have jets, less than 1% of the people who own jets as pastors are there. When we were in primary school in the late 70s and early 80s, when it was that time, you say your son wants to be a pastor, you say God forbid. Then when they were walking around with all kinds of stuff, I don't want to call it, nobody wanted to be a pastor. Nobody. You didn't want to be a pastor. You didn't want your children to be pastors. You didn't want to even be associated with, But today, so what am I trying to say in essence? In essence, I'm trying to say that we are putting so much, we are measuring in the minus and minusing in the major. Our concern should be the government of Nigeria. How well is the government being run? How well is the states being run? How well is the local government being run? Local government chairman that will take 25 of them, 21 of them to go to train in leadership in Turkey. We should be concerned. Okay, how many of those local government, what are they going to train? What kind of leadership school are they going to be trained for? We should be concerned about what people do rather than putting our eyes on the church. Okay, and I can tell you, if you want me, next time we'll have a broadcast on this, I will outline to you some of the things that churches are doing in Nigeria. Remember, before now, some of the best hospitals in the states around Nigeria were owned by the Catholics. Go and check it out. Some of the best, where you can go and say you are cared for, you get medical attention, proper one, was owned by the Catholics. And they never made noise about it. When you go there and they treat you without payment, they treat you, take care of you, you go, and you say to them, thank you so much. And they say, to God be the glory. You don't come here and tell us. People don't come. So now, because they're not telling their story, we are now castigating them. I think we should change the position of our barrel and then aim it towards the government, because that's where all our majority of our problems started. By the way, if the government were paying salaries, if the government were doing what they should do, providing basic amenities, maybe majority of the people going to church will reduce. They are going to church because that's the only place that offers hope for a better tomorrow. And so in order not to commit whatever they don't want to commit, they'll go to the church and spend their time there. Because even when a young man is able to work and you cannot find work, what do you do? What do you do? Have you ever asked yourself that? If you're a young man today in Nigeria and you want to work, you don't have the resources to start a business, you want to work, have you asked yourself, there are many young men out there who are not able to find work to do. This is the situation we find ourselves. And I'm happy that the man who went there and went around Nigeria came back today and gave us his testimony of what he saw. So that we're not being political here. We're talking about what is available on ground. And if you are in the position to tell us more, please come on set. We have advertised the link. Come in and put on your camera and let's have a discussion. I can see my brother behind, Mr. Oti. Please come in. You're welcome, sir.
Yes, KJ. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
I can see your number too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Right. I think social problems demand social action for their solution. I mean, I understand we have problems with our the churches, right? Christianity, but focusing on them is like addressing the symptoms of a problem, instead of looking for going to the root causes. Again, it's in line with your understanding of the problem as well, because you've presented the churches as if like as a kind of avenue, a safety valve, and that's what they are. Some people going to the churches often is it's really that's only perhaps the last place they go, hope. So it's not is maybe they might be abused, they might, because it's not they're already vulnerable. Okay, so the possibility, the chance of individuals being misled, being taken advantage of is very high there. So the problem of Nigeria is not in the churches. The churches have their problems, okay, but like I said, it's symptomatic. The real problem is in politics. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Every other thing flows from that. Now, because think about education, for example. The education system. How sound is our educational system? The curriculum. What our young people? What are they learning? So how critical is the education that they're receiving? So how do you solve that problem? It boils down to the politics, okay? Political leadership. Because those are politics. They are the people that kind of make policies, okay? They are the people that have a vision, political, the vision. Where do they want to take the nation to? Okay, so but if it fails, everything else fails. In the area of culture, values, for example, we talk about maybe those of us that come from the southeast, the traditional rulers, they have kind of lost their way. They don't, they have to respect that dignity of that office is no more there. They are, the office has also been commodified. So, and what's the problem? Because the political leadership is there, is missing. That is a failure. Until we fix that, and again, you see, the first thing I said is social problems. So all this is, social problems, and then how do you solve them? If we're waiting for the politicians, looking up to them to solve these problems, no, they're not going to be solved. So the people, the society, again, have to rise up, take up our responsibilities. You see, because if we don't hold this, if we don't hold their feet to the fire, they're not gonna do anything. I mean, the last of week, this, So, it's the people. So they really, the real task, the problem is how do you get people to, um, assume responsibility, sit up, and get organized. Social movement. That's what it requires in any kind of polity, in any kind of society. That's the way you have problems solved. That's where you solve problems. Even in the developed countries, the way they play the politics, it's not. They don't just wait for the parliamentarians, to solve their problems. They organize. Every little matter, you have people really devoted to them, fighting for them, campaigning for them, organizing. That's civil society action. That is what is required. So, and then, when you talk about maybe the institutions, educational, okay, again, that's also for me a major plank, okay, because that activism, that social consciousness, really has also to take place in the educational systems, so educational institutions. It's not just teaching them, skills and how to maybe pass exams and then acquire professional skills. Now, but what kind of citizens, what kind of human beings, what kind of individuals are we training? So the lecturers, well, first of all, they have to also themselves be educated properly. Properly educated for them to be able to imbibe, teach the students. And civil education. Okay, so that's where that's where the problem lies. But as I said, it's political leadership. Those that are in power that actually rise to political positions. If they don't know if they don't have a vision, if they don't have any kind of um, they don't have a test, for the development of the country. Okay, so we're not going anywhere. We just kind of, get around the circle. That's the way we look at it. And again, as a foundational problem issue is what country, what country are we talking about, right? That has to start from there. And also, our independence is also tied to that. You see, because if we find ourselves in this entity, in this polity, where people don't have kind of ownership, I doubt, I wonder, really. So that is them. Who are we? Where are we? Where are we going? Are we going marching together in the same direction, or are other people having different ideas? Are you with me? So these are the kind of basic questions we have to ask ourselves. So, and those people in power, they don't want to look in that direction because it's not in their interest. They are benefiting from the disorder. It suits them very well. So it's the people, ordinary people, that have to kind of take up the mantle. Okay,
Oh,
that's where I look at it.
all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Odi. And Jonaba is here. Jonaba, what's your initial take?
KJOT, and it will be nice to be with you this beautiful evening. Um, the guy is a very funny guy. Is likable guy. Um, the good thing is that he came from Nigeria recently, so we have the first-hand knowledge of what is going on, and he said people are suffering, which we all can be uh, we can all we all can testify based on the call we receive from our loved ones back home. But I also believe I share in his belief on deep knowledge of spirituality without attaching church to it. Uh, One of the things, the difference between the kind of church they practice in Nigeria and what they do around the world is quite different. When my brother KJ talk about it, what church are doing in Nigeria, it's a little token. In the book of Acts, the early church, the book of Acts meaning the actions that the disciple took after the departure of Jesus, according to the Bible story. They sold their possession and they share among themselves, and none lack nothing, but not to gather to give to one man to use for their luxury life. So in America here, we have men, Crifodola, uh, Benahi, and all those Pentecostal minister, Kenneth Copeland. Kenneth Copeland, if it's around the corner here, um, you have private jet, maybe more than two, three, four. So we have men of God that have plane around the world. And the different and their own they face a lot of problem with the IRS and all of that. They have problem. They have lawsuit settlement. Benahim have settled so many things because of the way he pray and people fell before and claim injury and they stop that and all that. But in our country, we have seen when a young orphan says that she's a witch for Christ, how Davido they could slap her, a baby. So when we talk about the religion or the Christianity or the religion entirely, even Islam, the way we practice it, we must tell our people that that is not the way. We are harboring and encouraging, giving a hopeless hope to the people. We are talking about where people go to. So, indeed, the church serve as a place where people get depressed. They go there and get revived. All those things. Church is not meant for all that. Church is not a hospital. If you have a medical issue, you go to the hospital. If you get a spiritual thing that you think you need a counseling and it's based on your value you share, you go there, but not the way we have. Even Jesus Christ himself, he went to the church and they were doing what is called bazaar, selling of product by, in fact, it was a produce from the farm that sometimes they came and sell and in the church. And Jesus said, no, you should not make my father's house a den of thieves, of these things, that this is not what is meant to be. We should not be encouraging the way our our pastor, most of them uh, uh, have turned the church to be. It's not encouraging. And then they're working hand in hand with the politician. If you are running for president today, you go to that place because you know you can reach a larger audience. And they created that avenue. And end of the day, our people are not knowledgeable enough to even hold this politician account. All they want to do, oh, he come to our church. Do you know that this pastor, this so person worship in this church? Do you know this? So they even give them more honor than what it should be, because it's almost like they working hand in hand and give the masses, or whatever they call masses, bologna, and give them something that does not worth it. So our where do you organize the protest when you already have interest in the government? Did pastor have a right to vote who they want to vote for? Yes, but they should not make their altar to influence a judgment and political. Rather, they mobilize people to hold them accountable. And we also, I believe that this party system we have in our whatever they call democracy, I don't think it's for us at this age. But then the one we have right now, we have them been encouraged by the citizen, because the citizen don't know better, and pastors do not even organize them. Rather, they based on the interest of who is coming. If he get in, is going to share in their view and share in whatever they give to them or the connection they have. So our church leader, the pastor, must hear from the ordinary Nigerians that this is not the best way to go. Anybody can talk about how churches should be built in their own way, but I believe clearly that the way people do things. Church have, if even in America, we have Methodist hospital, have Presbyterian hospitals. We have hospitals till today that are very, very, very much alive. And those ones we have in Nigeria. And Nigerians' mentality kill even things that are built in Nigeria. So, and church supposed to where they straighten you up morally. It's not supposed to be a den of thieves. But now, how do you say it? How did it resonate with ordinary Nigeria when we see those supposed to lead us in a high level, high standard, to, to live up to the scripture that says, to whom much is given, much is expected. Become those who hide behind to launder money for, you have not heard that a pastor, Nigerian pastor, launder money for politicians. So all of those things, are we going to say all of them are bad? But then if one of your finger touch the oil, the rest will not deny it. We can do, there is left for them to stand out in the way of their behavior, and we will be able to say, oh, you can say this pastor is not like this. We can see the record, we can see what he does. Well, we cannot say that the way they are practicing Christianity in Nigeria is not down to our society. And when we come to the political part of where we are today, we don't have a clear, I don't think any of these politicians have a clear vision of or any idea where to take Nigeria to for now. So I believe that we continue to mobilize and to sow a seed of self-esteem in our people that you are better than this and should not be used by these politicians, use you as a thug, use you against your brothers, that you are the one that employed these people. We need to educate our people and empower them to run them out of town so we can have a new beginning. It doesn't matter how far we go on this part, as far as it's just to be going like Momo, we will never get to it, we will not go anywhere. So
All right.
my prayer is that we have a standard whereby we mobilize the citizens, elevate their moral to a level that the politician can run and leave them, and we can have a new beginning.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I just want to put on record that um, I'll use the example of Oyedic Post Church, for instance. Oyedic Post Church employs over 25,000 people. I don't know if you guys know aware of that. It has over 450,000 students in the university, in secondary school, and primary school that is sponsoring. You see, they are not going to come out to tell you these things. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. But if you want me, I can go down some of them are providing in the places where they run. I'm also still dealing with Oyedic Post Church. He has housing quarters for all those who work for him. Okay, they are housed and they have the best of whatever he can provide. So I think again we should be soft about this because we don't have all the details. And like I said, some of these things they're not going to say it. Okay, some of us went to Catholic schools that we almost went for nothing. We paid nothing. Those schools didn't give us that kind of food that we saw in the earlier program. They didn't. They gave us, a treatment word for human beings. But the Catholic will not tell their story. And I'm not saying that does not stop because Second Corinthians, someone in Corinthians said the devil has gone out of the world. Okay, has left the world and come into the church as pretending to be an angel of light. So there's going to be people who come into, whether it's Catholic, whether it's Methodist, whether it is Cherubim and Seraphim, whether it is whatever you call it, as long as it goes by the name of the Church of God, there will be somebody, one crook or the other, who will find his way into it. After all, among the 12 disciples, there was a Judas. Okay? And doesn't mean that because Jesus didn't know he was Judas, but he wanted them to play his part. So everybody is playing their own part for all of us to be able to come to the place God has called us to be. There's a there are some clays, there are pots, that are meant for vessel of honors and vessel of dishonor. So it is left for you and I to choose which part of it we want to be. But I'll allow Okpebolo to come in.
No,
Sorry,
no,
how do you call?
Barbara will come in, but let me go back to what you are saying. And this
Okay,
is what I'm trying to tell you that
okay,
uh, thank God for those that are employed by the Winners Chapel, the Bishop Oyedepo. But what we are saying is that the church should be used as a place of motivation for a self-esteem of the people and know how to draw the line between the politicians and the citizens. As far as they use their pulpit to get whatever it is, do you choose to be? I believe Oyedepo was an employee before. He was a lecturer, right? So, at that time of his time, before the rising of Idausa and the rest of them following the Pentecostal movement in Nigeria. I want you to understand that if you go and look at the way church was then, pastors do not own much, but they were well respected. And also the notion that, oh, Redepo employ more than how many thousand people, it's a good thing that he employ people. But the more importantly is to build them to stand up to live for their own God-given life. Nobody want a handout. It's not you employ me as a result of that. You use a church. When he come to church, what did he come to church with? He come to church with nobody said they should not receive a gift or anybody should not bless him. But we are talking about how they're working hand in hand with the politician today that draw Nigeria from where it is. So where the church was before the movement of Pentecostal movement and where it is today, church is more honored before now. Today, everybody look at church as a business, and it is because of the way pastors are looking up to it. So you draw the parallel that, oh, nobody want to be a pastor before, but now everybody want to be a pastor. It's because of what they see as a benefit of self-interest. It's not because they are more holier people or they want to do the will of God. Thank you.
Okay, I think before I move on, I'll answer you. You see, listen, the Pentecostal movement that was introduced, or rather introduced or that was made popular by Archbishop Idahosa, was just part of the restoration of what was lost in the body of Christ. If you are interested in reading church history or going with the flow of the movement of the church, you find out that before it used to be for every 100 years, you add. Then it came to 50, then it came to 10. Now it is 5. The truth of what was missing, what was missing, God has constantly restored it. That is why I have the Aziza movement. The Aziza movement, before now, churches didn't believe in speaking in tongues until that move by the Aziza movement, led by some people. In fact, the last of the Aziza movement just passed on this year and last year, as Per Robinson. Okay, those who brought back the speaking of tongues. So the move of God is God Himself who is restoring it. And He restored the fact that before now we used to think, or people used to preach that once you're a man of God, you are not supposed to prosper. You're supposed to be living in penury. No, that is not true, because all the wealth on earth belongs to God. And those who are serving in that, me and you, are supposed to be partakers of it. And because I am now a pastor, doesn't mean I shouldn't have anything. There's nowhere in the scripture where it says that a pastor or a priest or whatever you go by your name should be poor. Rather, he said that you, of all what is coming into Israel, everybody should give you of the tenth, so that there'll be food in your house. But that is a different teaching. Because like I said, if we want to discuss the church, you can shut this program down and discuss the church. But I'm simply saying that sometimes when we brush over these things, we let people think that it is the church that is the problem of Nigeria. No, the church is not the problem of Nigeria. The problem of Nigeria is the docility of the people of Nigeria who are refused to hold their elected officials accountable. If those elected officials are held accountable, the church will have less work to do and less members also. Because now people who hitherto didn't have work will go to work, and they will not have time to go to church, to go and sit down and pray 24 hours. And when a pastor says, come to church Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you will say, no, sir, because I have to go to work to feed my family. But when a pastor says, come to church and pray because you don't have work and you're not going to have, and you know that there's not going to be work, you have to find a way to hold yourself, okay, just to give yourself some succor, to believe that tomorrow it will be better. That's what the church is selling.
Okay, bro.
That's what the church is selling. And
I'm not
faith,
arguing with you. You just have the
yes,
other side, and I'll have the other side to make
no, no, it's
the
okay. But
conversation,
you
to
see,
have the
let's
conversation in a way that we draw the line that nobody, it's whatever. Remember, hope that we all have is something that tells us that there's a better tomorrow. Faith that we all have is like we are hanging on to see that our dream come true. All the things we are imagining, and we can now bring it to reality. So I'm not, whether you are, I'm not a believer of at this level, whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian or you are a Hindus, whatever you do that your spirituality that helps you. But what I'm saying as this stand, these people have used church to enrich themselves, empower themselves, and they connect with the politicians. Whatever you are thinking tomorrow and next tomorrow, I know exactly what I'm saying. And I know that many will believe me that most Nigerian pastors have taken advantage of the citizen and not the way it should be. Does it mean that there are no good pastors there who are doing the will of God or whatever they call serving the society? Yes, there are. Now they're saying there are no good imam who are serving their society. Yes, there are, but the majority have used church as a way to enrich themselves, and just they are no different from the politicians by taking the resources and take it abroad. All their children go abroad, and the poor people are still praying with them. And there are even churches in Nigeria that don't take medications. So there are many things. Churches that when we talk about that, it's not one thing. And when people believe in you, it's easy to take advantage of them. And some of these people are just being open-handed. They just want to serve, especially where they think that's a way out for them through that. And they've been taken for granted.
all
Thank you.
right. Thank you so much. Let me go to Mr. Ovie.
So, KJ, you just said the whole word, say Nigerian churches, all they sell is docility. That's exactly what you said. That they
No,
sell.
hope is not docility, my brother. I don't know how did you understand what I'm saying? When you sell a hope that is going better tomorrow, docility. How do you understand that?
You said if you get work, pastor say me you can't work, you need to tell pastor you have to go to work because you need to feed your family. But if you don't get work, there's nothing to do. You better go church, go pray. So how the
So
job will take come?
how does that now result to
That's the
selling?
question now. So if everybody, as all of us no get job, all of us just go sit down for job, how the job will take come? How the change will take come? How the revolution will take happen?
I don't know the last time you were in Nigeria, my brother. But
I
you
know.
see,
Hold on now. That
many
see,
young men out there who want to work and cannot find
I
work
am
and they
not
don't have money.
disagreeing. That's the problem.
And so what are you saying now?
I'm not
All right, go
disagreeing
ahead.
with you. I know they disagree with you. I'm just agreeing with you, but in a common sense understanding of things, because our problem is that we are too educated. And that's our, and I'm glad that Paaki, they actually admit that. And that is one of his regrets. KJ, if you get 8 daughters, teenagers for your house, I get 2 boys, teenagers. But I mean they pay your house rent. Or you did now my company they work for. Every 6 months, my teenager, they give your children belly that they pay for school. How long will you let it happen before you go disengage with me? Thank God you know the answer. That is what
I don't know, understand what
that's
that's
what
where.
KJ and Dr. Dameji actually admitted. If all the conversation we are having as a nation is being sponsored by another person, what do you think is happening? If all our institutions are being financed from the outside, what do you think is going to? I am not the one propagating this. The two, Dr. Rudolph and Package, spit it out. That's why I quoted them what they said. Package was actually regretting even the pro-democracy, because he actually realized that all those passion and everything was actually being backed by some interest. And that is the result we are having today as a nation. This is not my conclusion. That is what he said. Dr. Dameji said it here before every one of us in an attempt to argue with me that Nigerian media cannot survive without what? Financial from outside. The leaders, hold on.
Okay, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on, it's not about you. No, they don't take it to you. No, it's not about you, right? Our leaders, if you carry Tinubu come here, Obi come here, all of them will admit that leadership is the problem. They will agree. The intellectuals, they will agree that they have failed. But for some reason, we see they believe say, now then go, they are the problem. That is what Nassim Taleb described as intellectual yet idiots. You don't have skin in the game. All four of us here are too comfortable. There's no way, no amount that go pay us. Say, we could carry our idea. We could go to implement and physically make we did it. We will not do it. None of us will do it. Say, that solution, what would they prescribe? Go Nigeria. Go they do them. Nobody go do them. That is what they mean by having a skin in the game, because we are too comfortable. We have big degrees from good university. We have good job. There's no way we can sacrifice that. That's exactly all our leaders and our intellectuals are in Nigeria. All their scheme, it's not right there in the game. It's outside. And we wonder how then they do. I mean, and we are supposed to be educated. We are supposed to be educated. It is not what these churches are providing or at what cost. That is the conversation. That's why you say, if you get girls, my boys, they give them belay, how long before you go disengage with me? It is not about the fact that they pay you your rent or they give you a job. It is much more than that. So that's why I say, you say they are selling docility. And it is true. There's no job in Nigeria. The church has absorbed them, telling them, don't worry, there is hope. Heaven is the goal. Be patient. Be patient 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. Guess what? How will you change the system? If you school, they tell you have to act this way. Church, they tell you, say, calm down. Then that's docility, you as a man. You will not accept that. When your parents go tell you, it's enough for village, don't worry, make you reach 30, 40, you go agree? That is the problem, because you know what you are seeing. So as a nation, what is the cause of all these foreign institutions that we are putting so much energy to? What is the cause? We abuse our leaders for collecting loan, because me and you understand the cause of collecting that. We understand the implication. That's why we are angry. It's not that collecting loan is not good, but we understand the implication. But for some reason, we can't seem to comprehend the fact that even the way we communicate, if it's being owned by another person, that means, who are we? That's what Ikhide realized in the course of his life. He's been on the street at the forefront of the whole things. He's on the other side, now he's an intellectual. He said it himself. That's why when, again, Dr. Dameji asked him about the other writer that he take as his own son, he was disappointed because he found out that the man is being financed. That is criticism in 2011. For them to be created, baby, they give African Writers Award. That's why person go tell you, say, your parents were selling themselves. With pride, go they shout. And if you ask that person, were there resistance those days? They go say, yes. Who are those people? They don't know. For some reason, we still can't comprehend, because we are too goddamn educated. Our politics, you have to be on ground. So for you to wonder why the illiterates are taking over, it is because, guess what? They have decided to say, well, now common sense. Either we die here or we die here. But me and you are too educated. Papa, man. If I do like this, I'll get this, I don't come out. And we are comfortable. They will begin prescribe solution. So that's why I keep saying, we that understand ourselves. There are so many questions we need to ask ourselves. Because now when they run the system, the majority have been left out. Now then they call illiterate. They don't speak better English, they talk anyhow. And I'm also happy when Paikeja say, I think that's where we should leave them alone. Yes, there's no way we can control those kids again. Now we produce them. They are our action and words. Now we wonder how they behave the way that they behave. Oh, this is foreign to us. We not be like this before. Of course. We are too educated to actually relate with the reality on ground. Again, that's what they mean by skinning the game. So, most of the time, at times, it's not about what this person is doing, what this person did. Everybody they condemn Atiku because Naim be the sole protector, because there is what a cause of implication to that. That's why we actually criticize them in that way. But for some kind of reason, we still can't understand the bigger institution that we are. Our interest is tied to. It's because our interest is tied to that place. So if we go against them, we challenge them, that means there's something wrong with us. But that is what it's supposed to be. Education empower us to challenge everything.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ovie. Thank you. I will not try to do anything. I'll just Mr. Michael, if you can maybe use tissue to rub over your camera.
Yeah, I'm too sorry, guys. The camera is an old camera. Okay, it's a little bit better now.
Better now. Yeah.
Okay.
So
thank you so much, KJ. So can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Very clear and very loud.
Wow. Okay. So I'm in my little studio, so you can see how the mess. So ignore the background. All right. Good evening, everyone, and I'm Ovie and Oti. Glad to see you guys. It's a pleasure. All right. I listened to Dr. Apa Ike all through the program with Dr. Damages, but one thing you say, KJ, which it's not like I disagree with you, but that's a fundamental reason why that country is that way. And I can tell you categorically, it's partly religion. Because once you find out that we get away from the fact that a religion is to serve the society needs, not to enrich or not to do other stuff or as a form of business, we have eroded it. I know many of you here, we understand that when we were growing up, most of us went to missionary school. And there was nothing they were doing other than to educate us, provide social, like the hospitals, schools, and all that. But look at it these days, when a church or a religious organization, all they do is to find a way of making money, so this so-called. That's why I said partly issue of Nigeria is religion and politics. Because I happen to understand that growing up in Nigeria, I love history so much. And I did history when I was doing my A-level in University of Ibadan, Extramura. What happens to be my lecturer took us to a village, because every time we read in the book is Africans have no religion. We are like, they discover us just like that. But when I went deeply and I studied the religion of, we have what our ancestors have lived on and have cherished it and have controlled the human capacity of selfishness. Because in a lot of what I read about our religion, and especially in terms of Yoruba religion, stealing is very, very bad. It's such a way that you are extricated from the society. But you can listen, you can see it today, religion, they think is about prosperity and all these things. Like Ovie said, and then you said it loud and clear. When you have a religion that tells you to go to a place of worship 7 days a week, you're saying that, oh, they can say no. No, they cannot. Because when they go there, they've been brainwashed. It's not the fault of the leader. It's not the fault of the pastor or religion. But they've been brainwashed that if they don't come there, their next prospect, their next desire to meet their goal is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So that's what I'm talking about, because I grew up, I wasn't going to church every day, but you see the moment there's evangelism and all the stuff comes into Nigeria. Nigeria we've been in this predicament until, because when you see too, when the religious leader, like you said, a lot of people have said that they colluded with the politician, they do not preach against the politician that is stealing the money. They just kept quiet. I mean, some of them come out to speak, but if all of them can rally around in unison and fight and push back against this politician, that will be a better place, a better future for Nigerians. Because look at it, we're living here. I've never seen the time I go to church when I want to go. I've never seen the time, you know, even paying tithe is not like back in Nigeria, you don't pay tithe. It's a big issue. You know that, everybody. But here it's not a big thing. Here you go as you want, because religion here believes that it's up to you, between you and your creator. It's not for somebody to decide for you. That's what I found the issue about Nigeria. If like American here, there's separation of religion and the separation of church and the state. Over there, I don't think they really get over that was separation of the church and the state, because some of those religious leaders are controlling the government, and whatever they say to the government or suggestion that they bring to the government, they follow. You understand? So those are the things that I found out very, very difficult for us in that society. Unless we decide to say enough is enough, let's separate church and the state. Let everybody live according to their will and according to the ability of the universe has given them. So that's my disagreement with you on basis of that religious factors. All right? Thank you.
Thank you. And I agree with your views. But I also want to let you know that Nigeria has no religion. You know, it's a secular state. There's no religion, and the state and the church operate differently. But in every society, people look for, you know, how to collaborate and do evil, no matter how perfect it is. Because if it were that once you wrote a perfect law, people will follow it, then there will be no need for law enforcement, and there will be no need for courts. The reason why they have those two is because people are going to deviance. There will be deviance in the system, and those deviants will only look for how to cut corners. The church is not exceptional. So no matter how well you train, the people who want to not follow the system will not follow the system. So it doesn't mean that every other person is going to be, you know, is bad. Having said that, like I said, I am from the church, and I have, you know, there's very little church you are going to call I have not been to. You know, if I call them, you will not be surprised. But I didn't see anybody trying to brainwash me, because the reason why people can say you brainwash people is because you go there and you refuse to reason. The church did not call you not to reason. We seem to quickly forget that the ivory towers in universities where people are rushing to go to now was established by the church. It's the church that started all the moves. Okay? So if the church was running away from knowledge, how come then it put places like Harvard and the rest? How come the church was able to start them? Okay? How come the church had some of the biggest libraries around the world? If the church didn't want you to have knowledge, people who still want to research and do some in-depth research today still travel to the Vatican, to go to the Vatican library to do some research. So if we say the church doesn't want, why didn't the church burn all those things? They should have simply burn them off. So, but knowledge you acquire, you can use for good or you can use for evil. It's left to you. And with that, I'll come to Desta. Desta may have a different story or may have the same story. Who knows? Before I come to Oti, I'm seeing all your questions, so get ready. We're coming to you after that, so you can tell us your mind on those questions you're putting across.
Thank you, KJ. And to be honest, I didn't get enough time to listen so much consistently. But what the guest was saying today. But if I take off from what I've heard, see, I think it is the practice that was bequeathed to us was not that bad. I mean, if you talk about religion, it wasn't that bad, but I think our greed just permeated through. You know, KJ, presently, the church in Nigeria it's nothing to write home about. Look, I have friends that are bishops. I have friends that are not. It's just it doesn't, it's supposed to be the conscience of the society, okay? Religion is supposed to be a way of checking the conscience of the society, but they are not there for that anymore. They are there for their pockets, you know. That's what we have to say the truth. You know, it has done more damage to our, and I think I was talking to somebody recently, a friend of mine, he posted crusade, was talking about crusade, and I was like, why are you advertising crusades? The country, you are talking about crusades and you're doing medical outreach. If the country was in a good place, most of this medical outreach you'll be doing will not be needed, because there will be hospitals where people can go and get the services for, you know. And I told him, look, go and listen to, there's a recent speech Osibanjo made during Bishop Mike Okonkwo's, I think, 70th birthday. And what, in summary, what Bishop Mike Osibanjo was saying, or unfortunately, you see, Osibanjo said that he was in position, he did not do what he said. I have to put that disclaimer there. But it doesn't take away from the fact that what he said was true. The transformation of Europe was led by the people called the Puritans. Okay? And he said that it was so, they were so strict in the gospel they were preaching that they even said, if you go to work, if your contract at work is 8 hours at work, that if you do something for yourself, if you do your own personal business within that 8 hours, it is considered as fraud. Because you have been, you have agreed in contract, these 8 hours, I'm giving it to this organization. So within that 8 hours, you shouldn't be found doing anything that is outside the benefit. That is how, and if you look, if you go to Europe, like Eastern Europe, like Poland, the work culture is very high. They have a very high, very disciplined work ethic. Okay, around Eastern Europe. But when you come to Nigeria, what do you see? A pastor will come and tell his members, when you go to work, you are going to be above. What kind of prayers are those? Oh, lift up your hand. I pray for you. Everybody will be answering to you. Which kind of brainwashing is this? You are not, you see, Peter Obi came out and said, he will turn prayer, night vigil to night shift. The same people came for him. Why? KJ, they are benefiting. It's the greed for money. You see a young boy finish from school, instead of thinking of how he will build his career or something, he will tell you there is a call of God upon him. There's a call that he know there is a call, and why? It's just we need to have a paradigm shift, a serious paradigm shift, because how come there is a proliferation of churches, but yet we are getting darker? The society is getting darker. It means that those churches, that proliferation of it is not really true. It is by their fruits you shall know them. There's no impact. The impact is only about the pocket. It's about the pocket, the money that comes. And get me right. I'm not saying there are not people. Look, example, the Catholics did a massive job, and the CMS did a massive job when they came to Nigeria. They opened schools, they opened hospitals. That is what it is supposed to be, service to humanity. But at a point in time when in quotes, there was a revival in Nigeria when between the 70s and the 80s, these same people turned it to become their commercial business. Papa, okay, how do you explain it? Top 10 richest pastors in the world. Nigeria has 5. top 10 richest churches in the world, Nigeria has none. Then it is mirroring the African society, where you have presidents that become wealthier than the state. At a point in DR Congo, this guy, Mobutu, he was richer than Congo itself now. He was wealthier than the country. The same thing, our so-called, they are more interested in their personal gain. You know, and we must tell ourselves the truth. If we want the nation, look, the church is supposed to have impact on the society. Okay? Let me use church, even the mosque, whichever one. But how come Wike can go to a church and be spilling rubbish? Spilling rubbish. The people, the pastors, the whatever, well, we're smiling. When we, KJ, let me tell you something. Eh? I can tell you this one confidentially now. I think I have friends that are bishops. So in the River State election, I can tell you factually, in the River State election, when they had the 2023 election, the church, I can tell you factually, first class information. The church told Wike it was Peter Obi that they were going to vote for. In the whole of River State, they told him, this is the person we will support. I can tell you first-hand information. The same Wike transformed, rigged that election and changed it. The same church could not say, we will not have anything to do with you. You are a corrupt man. The same Wike will come and do Thanksgiving with similar Fubara. Why didn't look, why don't we have pastors like the one that was in Calabar when the professor was giving him money? Do you remember the story? It was on video now. When the professor was, the governor was trying to give the church money, and the bishop came and said, sorry, I think it's a Catholic church. He said, don't give us this money. You have not paid, you are owing workers. You have things you have not paid for. Carry that money and go and do what the job you are supposed to do. Don't give us the money. That is what we want. Those are the kind of leaders we want. But it's not possible. Remember Father Mbaka's problem with Peter Obi. Did you remember his problem with Peter Obi? Peter Obi told him, show me the project you want to do. I will complete it for you. Father Mbaka said, no, give me money. He said, no, I'm accountable. I can't give you money. What is the project? What is the tangible thing you want to do? What is the tangible thing? Let me do it. Father Mbaka said, no, give me money. Why? So that he can buy private jets, buy the best cars, and do his investments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope people are not misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that, the church in Nigeria is full of sense. I didn't say that. But I'm saying that if the church in Nigeria are 50, I know that more than half of the 50 and more than half of 25 is doing what God has called them to do. I don't know about the rest. And I want to let you know this. I used to be in the church, and I will not call the name of the church now, but it's in Abuja, one of the first most Pentecostal churches, the second most popular Pentecostal church at that time in Abuja. And the pastor used to tell the members, for which I was one, that if you are working for government, you cannot use government time to do anything. If you say you have prayer, if your time for your break time is 30 minutes, take your 30 minutes and do your prayer. When your 30 minutes over, go back and use the time to work for the government. If you go to your office and you find out that there's nothing to do, which is most of the time there's nothing to do, sit in that office until it's your closing time. By that time it was 3:30, then you can leave the office. Don't go and sign in and carry your bag and go away because you are stealing from the government. The same way, whatever you're doing at that time, God will not appreciate it. So now, when we talk about the fact that people spend more time, it's because the people don't have anything to do. I'll give you an example. Many years ago, I went to do a story in Liberia shortly after the war, and me and my colleague would discover something. Early morning when we come out of the hotel to start going to, find our stories to do, every young man you have in that city, in that free town, comes to the main road. They stand by the main road. The girls, the boys, everybody stand by the main road. They stand on the road, on the streets. Because why? There is no work. There is no work. So at that time in Liberia, anybody can do anything just to have a meal. That is where we are almost getting to in Nigeria. So at that point, if you are a church and you are serving one meal a day, once your door is open, the whole seat will be taken. If you are a church, I remember when we used to have a ministry that would do, all night prayers. But at the midnight, after we finish this, we will have tea and we'll have a sandwich. Okay? After a while, we couldn't contain the people because everybody comes and they look forward to that sandwich and that tea. And sometimes I'm coming, sir.
No, what you talk so I like, but you see the problem.
Hold on now.
Let's assume me say the church no day. Or now as a church, it is upon the church to lead those people before the authority. It is their responsibility as a leader.
No, you're making a mistake. You see, some of you make this mistake. And look, when you are a pastor, hold on, brother.
The civil rights movement was there from the church.
Hold on. John the Baptist was beheaded because he had no business being in the
I am talking about church. I'm not talking about Christ Embassy or Redeem. Church. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking in general. I'm not talking about one particular one. The civil rights movement that changed the world.
And you say that as if you are not aware. You were in this platform last week when Prophet Buba was there. Is Buba not a church member? You have been in this platform. We have brought Apostle there for us. It's not the member of your church. Hold on. No, I'm just calling. You think that
because of church are certain people, they give them food. The cause is delaying the revolts. The cause is not educating those people that the next meal should not come from us, but the authority. That is the cause.
You are making a mistake. And the mistake you're making is that you are over-assuming. But let me leave it.
I am using your analogy. Now I'm just using
No, you are over-assuming. I never said that to you.
They give them food to eat. You just said it.
You see, if you are patient, you will have been able to understand the example I was giving.
Go ahead.
The example I was simply giving to what Dexter said, that because they know that they can even be able to get a meal, they will look forward to that. Hold on. The same thing happened in Liberia. Oh, my brother. Now, wow. All right, let's move on. Oti, you have met so many these things here. Go ahead and, let's do. I'm Blessing, if you can. I don't know who Blessing is. Please come to the platform and let me know why you call me a hypocrite all the time. You come here, you call me hypocrite.
Why you respond for 2 years?
Like Dr. Damage, I don't want to bother about it. But if you think you have a better view, come on to the platform now. You are not, we're not charging money here. We won't charge you any money. Come on to the platform and tell us your view. It's probably you have a better understanding of what is going on. Oti, go ahead, please. Please stop using that word.
Do you have a question for me? Really, I think I've made my point on this thing. We have the churches, the problems we have. Okay, look, religiosity. Okay, extreme people are. It's a symptom of a problem, right? Because when people go to church and then they believe whatever the pastor says, in other words, they're not thinking for themselves. So it's not really a problem of the churches, but rather, say our educational system. These are people that have passed through, graduates. Okay, so at least can they read the Bible for themselves? Can they ask questions? Do they have to accept whatever the pastor says? So it's not, and therefore that's why I said is a failed political system. So what we see in the churches, we are kind of focusing on the wrong issue. Yeah, there are problems for sure, but why don't we just think more about the root causes and then address them as opposed to the churches? And in a way, it can also, and this is perhaps in alignment with KJ when it's kind of sounding defensive. I can understand because some of these people that you find in the churches, as I said, maybe the only safety valve, the only opportunity they have to save themselves. Okay, is it not better that they are found in churches than say in cults? Young men, young women, idle, not doing anything. Okay, so if at least they can have, I don't know, maybe some little help, from the churches, that is better. But instead of really spending time and energy, agonizing about what the churches are not doing right, and of course they are doing a lot of things wrong. People are, if like, abused, people are brainwashed, people are taking advantage of. We know all these things, but there are other institutions. How about the universities? What are they doing? Shouldn't we really kind of take them to task? Because they are failing in their responsibility. Because if they were, educating the people, they wouldn't be so vulnerable. They wouldn't be so be such an easy prey to like misguided pastors. That's the way I look at it. So, and again, if our political system, if it's working properly, if the governance, those that are that occupy offices of state, political offices, are doing what they're supposed to be doing, it won't find so many people in the churches. These people will be engaged, they'll be working, all right, and then so that's it. That's the way that's the way I look at it.
All right. So much. I'm coming to Ovie now because Ovie, you don't attack too much. Let us watch this video before we come to Ovie.
The Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebholo, announced with fanfare that Edo State has secured a 250 million investment deal with an organization called Euro Africa CCI. The newspapers were quick to applaud the move. Punch newspaper, Tribune, The Nation, News Telegraph, they all carried the same positive narrative and promotional headlines. Edo State secures 250 million investment deal with Euro Africa CCI. What of Punch newspaper? Edo signs 250 million investment agreement with Euro Africa CCI. New Telegraph. Edo secures 250 million Euro Africa CCI investment deal. Now, while mainstream newspapers, all these mainstream newspapers, while they hail the deal as a landmark, none asked basic questions about Euro Africa CCI's capacity or track record or even legal registration. As an Edo journalist that I am, I couldn't just clap. I had to ask, who is Euro Africa CCI? Where is this $250 million really coming from? And that question started an investigation that took me places I didn't expect. The first step was simple. I went to the Euro Africa CCI website and used the contact email they listed on the website. Funny enough, the email bounced back. Invalid. Dead. Yes, dead. A 250 million organization with no working email. That's iffy, right? That's sketchy. At that point, I told myself, maybe, just maybe, the phone number will work if I tried calling, right? So I called the number on their official website. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hey, Dr. Alonso.
I saw this number on the website of Euro Africa CCI. Yeah, this number is on the website of Europe Africa CCI as the contact number. Okay, please, can I confirm the number? Is it 0706 272 2244?
Yes, number.
Okay, you don't speak English?
I don't speak English.
Aha,
Speaking
okay.
English.
But it shows that you guys are in Abuja, and this is the number for Euro Africa CCI. Maybe it's a wrong number then. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Now, to make sure I wasn't mistaken, to make sure this wasn't a mistake on my part or bias, I turned my attention to their Director General, that is the Director General of Euro Africa CCI, Ambassador Dr. Kingsley Obasohan. I searched for him. No LinkedIn, no verifiable professional profile. But what I did find were Instagram posts congratulating him on one title today and another award tomorrow. One day, he's board chairman of NAMCON, the National Agricultural Mechanization Cooperative. Another day, he's director of the Institute of International Peace Leaders. And today, he's the Director General of Euro Africa CCI. Plenty titles, plenty of ceremonies, but no record of delivering a 250 million project anywhere in Africa. And yet, my Governor Okpebholo, the same man who at the same event promised the President of the Republic, who is also a member of his party, 2 million votes from Edo State in the upcoming election. In fact, not even upcoming, in the year 2027.
So I promised Mr. President 2.5 million votes. If any of you here can call your family back home to say, vote for Mr. President, all of you here, I know you have 1 or 2, 3 persons back home.
You heard him. He is signing deals with an organization that is not traceable, an organization without a working email and telephone number. And what did the newspapers, what did they do? They clapped. Nobody asked the hard questions. But I, melanated, of Yeso, I will. Edo people, Nigerians, until we see signed contracts, until we know which banks or financiers that are bankrolling this deal, until we see real projects breaking ground, this 250 million is nothing more than a political hoopla. And we, the people of Edo, deserve better than headlines and handshakes. We deserve the truth. So here's my challenge to the Edo State government. If this deal is real, prove it.
So, what do you want me to talk? I know they hear you. You are muted, KJ.
Okay, sorry. I will let Mr. Pablo go forward because in this case,
yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Why did your governor choose to deceive the whole of Edo people with this kind of nonsense? You see, and then I also want to go further a bit to press you a little bit. I want to press your neck a little bit. You see, some of you come here and say Nigerian journalists know they do work. No, don't do work now. They see what the journalist has done. He has gone beyond the hand clapping and the photo ops to dig into what they are offering Edo people and to see that this is just photo up that has no meaning. In fact, they're not even good at scamming people self, because they would have been able to put those forwarding address or just one call in his office able to do all this. So, Mr. Ovie, why is your governor trying to deceive the good people of Edo State, including yourself?
And also, you are saying that the two countries are deceiving us. We're going to be. I mean, I want to go by your journalism. A national newspaper, the guy he quoted that carried it.
Oh yes, but at least a good journalist have gone behind the mask to unmask the masquerade.
Who is the good journalist? Is it the Punch, the Vanguard, or the guy?
I don't know. You decide for us now. We're talking
No, I
to you.
asked you now because the whole country come and say a deal was signed about 3 days ago. Somebody called the questioner, you called the answer. So I don't understand. That's why I'm kind of shocked. Waiting be the.
All right, you can understand. Hold on, let's talk to Oti. We thought you had something to tell us, but since you don't have, let Oti tell us what he has observed from or listened to in that video which you played.
Well, KJ, I think what is a sham? I don't know what should I say. I don't know.
Let me use my time, okay? So, just as you do now, you sit down, Google something. So I should take that over national newspapers and two countries. Those one not two people do deal. We're talking about two nations. So make I listen to somebody where sit down, just Google European waiting and make call. Come on now. You are speaking to the whole world though.
I don't understand.
Like this see again. See, this is my time. I beg, wait. See, this is what we talk about, the dangers of the intellectuals among us. Right? This one don't be saying that news we hear. We see them happen real time, right? Even though na sham, let's see you say the guy na sham, but even the guy where they believe over all the national media say we go see. You understand? So let's see if there's going to be a contact or not. You know what? Wait, but most importantly, it is very telling, right, about our journalists. Person sit down for a house, hear something just like me and you hear, so you can't Google them. That's what he did, because in the talk show they do the same thing. That's exactly what he did. So he didn't get what he's looking for. He said, no, he wasn't there at the venue. Because it was live event. You know, for somebody bedroom. He wasn't there. You now bring us and make a I mean, again.
Okay. All right. You have used your time. Let me go to Oti. I'll come back to you. Yeah.
You come back to me. Okay.
Okay. I don't have any comments. I'm sorry.
Just... Okay. So Ovie, your last word on this.
I'm supposed to have a time to talk now. Be not back up as Oti finish now. It don't be second round with the go.
No, Oti say he doesn't have a word to say. Everything is clear to him. But you are the one.
What I'm saying, before you play the video, I was supposed to speak.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait.
I thought you spoke before. We have gone round before coming back to the
fight. You understand?
No, now. Do I look at somebody who's fighting? Why would I be fighting you?
Let me talk.
I don't know where Fofana is. Fofana is behind. Let him come. He's the one who will fight you, not me.
Now, what it make reference to political system? Again, it's the important thing. Again, I will say keep itching on the intellectuals, because after all, my government are illiterate. Because I'll keep itching on that. Regardless of the political system we are practicing, we are a society. Every institution counts to make that society function, whether we like it or not. But as a Catholic, for me, say about 5 for St. Augustine, I understand one thing. The God is Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit is in one. That's exactly how Nigerian matter is. The same Nigerian that is either Muslim or Christian is the same person that is also a politician. Just because you be Christian, no means if you chop something, it's not. No, You are still the same that person. So regardless of where you are expected to play a role to make that system work. That's why I know if they walk out from Third Street with my head, they smoking, but they go say I dey mad. Why people go say I dey mad? Because I am causing an effect to that society. Somebody else go see and go on do them, and it spread. Now look at the church as a people to which about 50 to 40% of the society belongs to. And we can't see that. We are saying, oh, now the government is not the government. There's no government bigger than the religious system structure in Nigeria, as far as Nigeria is concerned.
No, sorry. Some is, yes, okay, the church is an institution, but some institutions, well, an institution, the political system
So the
takes
question
priority.
now,
Okay?
see, as an institution,
That's why it's called a government. Okay? The government.
You know, again, we are questioning their role. We are so far in our education that we only picture, oh, the church was building school, the church was doing this.
No, nobody said that.
I am not.
Okay, Ovio,
Hold on.
you have made your comment on this, and we have moved on, but you're taking us back. Okay, go ahead. I just want you to complete so I can move on.
I don't understand. We are having a conversation. Have I got out of what we are talking about here? Why you they rush? You allow everybody spoke until they finish. I mean, I don't get it. So it is not about what the church is doing, but at what cost. That leads me to those who are believing that it is the disciplinary of the Christian that build the European nation. They are fucking right, excuse my Yoruba. But why they are doing that, using Christianity to cheat their citizens discipline, because they are savaging us in our country, savaging our resources to come and build those industries and factories that they are now using Christianity towards making sure their people fit in. What were they doing to us? Beating the crap out of us to be obedience of Christ without work, without factory, without jobs.
Wow.
And they were building churches, by the way. They were building schools to educate us to their own standard, to fit into their society.
No, but are we not supposed to be independent?
I am not talking to you. Had your time. If you know all this, you will talk now. That's the problem, man. You had your time. You will still get your time. You will speak. Because I'm not speaking from my head. Nobody say I know book like that. I'm speaking to those all of us knew. They were building schools for us to educate us. Even up to today, will be the brag that as a governor of Anambra, they return schools to the Catholic Church, to the churches. He was bragging about it. As benevolent, all those things sound like, but at what cost? Now with the marvel, the way they educated, how our millennials, Gen Zs are behaving. But we are so educated, we could not tie it to, it is the advent of television. If you look at it, from the 90s up to this one, from television to internet, that's where our role models come from. So if you see the younger people, the behavior, and you cannot understand, just go in there and look. Again, we are too educated to actually understand. Hold on now. By Ikhide was here, I asked him, do you know my governor? It sounds like you're from the same village. He said, yes, I know him. The difference is that I am educated. I said, he's the governor. So that conversation alone should tell you everything about us, the educated.
No, but
if all our intellectuals, we cannot be on ground to implement it.
Are you not making a mistake here?
Go ahead.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because
what's the mistake I'm making?
In the first place, we all know that in the place of high intellectual presence or capability, there's very little development. I have lived in a lecturers in a staff quarters of university staff quarters, and I find out that most times we don't make any progress because people know Oyibo too much. So even what will take an ordinary man 5-10 minutes to finish, professors will want to tell you the angles by which this should be go and go. So that is not in doubt. what is in doubt right now, what we are talking about right now is that we have the church itself, or whether it's the church is not perfect. So let's leave it at that. But what we are telling you now as an Edo citizen and a proud supporter of Pueblo is that we have seen that the man is showing us some scam. Maybe I don't want to use the word scam, but what he has showed us so far has no basics for us to even think that the $250,000 $250 million was anything more than just, internet scam.
And I'm telling you now, as a journalist that you are, a professional one at that.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are facing the whole world. Saying that hold on now, all your nation and all the media plus Scotland and they graduate us. That's what you are saying as a journalist. Based on what? Hold on now, because you have a source. Based on what? A journalist, a man that you don't even know. Who Google exactly what me and you can do? Hold on now. Because this is the problem of the course. Just like Oti was saying on the comment section, we have to rely on the intellectuals to lead us, to develop things that will make. That's exactly because you are one of those. Because what we consume as citizens is coming from the intellectuals and journalists like you. So you are telling the whole world that all the national people are wrong, the two nations are wrong, based on one person that you don't know from somewhere who just Google what he heard and he could not get what he wants. So that now, you see, again, Atagos in this Parcadia conversation with Rudolph, he will be with us for a long time because they both agree. They were journalists. They both agree that all their efforts was it being actually powered by the same thing.
All right.
So
thank you so much.
Journalist, in front of the whole world.
Rudolph, if you are behind, Rudolph,
to discredit a man who went through the things and times of election, and through the grace of his people, the intellectuals rigged him in. Because if you say na rig, then rig him. Illiterate no fee operate computers. It is the intellectuals, the PhD holders, those that were school abroad, they were the ones that were used to rig and illiterate in. That should tell you everything you need to know about us, those that can speak English and educated. Because now, on 2028, we see the same pattern. We go use journalists, educated people to rig my man in again. It's as simple as that. Since we no one learn one they lose, we will continue to they lose. It's only by education. We choose common sense. We know one day educated. We choose our common sense to govern ourselves. And we are going to be do trial and error. After all, we live 24 years, the intellectuals do trial and error. Those that graduate from London, America, from Benito to Ebon, they will do trial and error. This is what we got. So it's our time to do trial and error. Again, intellectuals, yet idiots. That's not my words. But, you don't go there. So it is not about what the church is doing, but at the
all right. You have spoken for a while.
All our young people become docile because they won't go heaven.
Okay.
Instead of saying we need to go Asu Rock and take it over, they won't go heaven. That is what the church is causing us. It is not about what it's giving us.
Ovie, thank you. We're not going to go back. We are going to discuss that Edo State and that. So I'm coming to Michael. Mr. Michael, you saw that video, and the sources that I want to quote right now is what the sources the guy have used. One, he called a number that was on the ad. I didn't get any reasonable response. Two,
but who is the guy? Can you mention the guy's name?
Come on, man. Let's move on now. Hold on, we'll give you your time.
You are a journalist. What's the guy's name?
Bro, calm down.
Calm down. Can't we do your own research on the guy? What is his name? You don't
calm
know.
Down.
You see how...
Calm down.
You are a journalist.
No, you are trying to gaslight us. I will not allow that.
No, I am asking
we are going to discuss that issue.
The guy's name?
Calm down.
The guy's name? What's his name? I'm not. I'm serious. What's his name?
Ovie, calm down. Okay? Or calm down.
Oh, it's a very simple question. You are using him as a source. So what is his name?
Calm down. Calm down. Now,
this is our journalism.
Okay. Hold on, Ovie. Now, wow. Now, wow,
Just for
you
ask you
struggle.
now, what be the guy name? It's as simple as that.
Recently,
You cannot do research
the
on
Edo
somebody and
State
not know his name.
Governor, Monday Okpebholo, announced with fanfare that Edo State has secured a 250 million investment deal with an organization called Euro Africa CCI. The newspapers were quick to applaud the move. Punch newspaper, Tribune, The Nation, News Telegraph, they all carried the same positive narrative and promotional headlines. Edo State secures 250 million investment deal with Euro Africa CCI. What of Punch newspaper? Edo signs 250 million investment agreement with Euro Africa CCI. New Telegraph. Edo secures 250 million Euro Africa CCI investment deal. Now, while mainstream newspapers, all these mainstream newspapers, while they hail the deal as a landmark, none asked basic questions about Euro Africa CCI's capacity or track record or even legal registration. As an Edo journalist that I am, I couldn't just clap. I had to ask, who is Euro Africa CCI? Where is this $250 million really coming from? And that question started an investigation that took me places I didn't expect. The first step was simple. I went to the Euro Africa CCI website and used the contact email they listed on the website. Funny enough, the email bounced back. Invalid. Dead. Yes, dead. A 250 million organization with no working email. That's iffy, right? That's sketchy. At that point, I told myself, maybe, just maybe, the phone number will work if I tried calling, right? So I called the number on their official website. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hey, Dr. Alonso.
I saw this number on the website of Euro Africa CCI.
Hey, Joe. Fukini.
Yeah, this number is on the website of Euro Africa CCI as the contact number. Okay, please, can I confirm the number? Is it 0706 272 2244?
Yes, I know the number.
Okay, you don't speak English?
I don't speak English.
Aha,
Speaking
okay.
English.
But it shows that you guys are in Abuja, and this is the number for Euro Africa CCI. Maybe it's a wrong number then. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, to make sure I wasn't mistaken, to make sure this wasn't a mistake on my part or bias, I turned my attention to their Director General, that is the Director General of Euro Africa CCI, Ambassador Dr. Kingsley Obasoha. I searched for him. No LinkedIn, no verifiable professional profile. But what I did find were Instagram posts congratulating him on one title today and another award tomorrow. One day, he's board chairman of NAMCON, the National Agricultural Mechanization Cooperative. Another day, he's director of the Institute of International Peace Leaders. And today, he's the Director General of Euro Africa CCI. Plenty titles, plenty of ceremonies, but no record of delivering a 250 million project anywhere in Africa. And yet, my Governor Okpebholo, the same man who at the same event promised the President of the Republic, who is also a member of his party, 2 million votes from Edo State in the upcoming election. In fact, not even upcoming, in the year 2027.
So I promised Mr. President 2.5 million votes. If any of you here can call your family back home to say, vote for Mr. President, all of you here, I know you have 1 or 2, 3 persons back home.
You heard him. He is signing deals with an organization that is not traceable, an organization without a working email and telephone number. And what did the newspapers, what did they do? They clapped. Nobody asked the hard questions. But I, melanated, uwe your branorekpepe of Yesu Waba.
Okay, I'm sure that by now you know that his name is Melarete Okpepe Oyoba, which is
That's name. That's name.
Well, you should know better for me. I don't know you. You speak the language.
That's
I don't know.
I'm shocked too. That's why I should wear that name with that. I'm from
Okay.
Edo State.
All right, let's move on. Since you don't have, yeah, Mr. Michael, can you go ahead? Hold on, now you don't talk, but we move on. Yeah, I let you play that video to refresh your mind about what went down.
Yeah. Okay, this is my take on that. I mean, it just speaks volume of our leaders in Nigeria. So that gentleman could be an investigative journalist, which I don't know his career or his background. And I can understand or view what he's saying, that he could be somebody who wants to make names too. But the only thing, do we have second opinion beside him making that what he's making? Because to him right now, I would say it's an allegation, because he probably say he went to the website and all that, which everybody can do. But the thing is that I don't understand how the main media or main functional media of Nigeria can fail to investigate that company to tell us what exactly what they are for. So I really don't have opinion just to tell that they recycle the same story about us as a society. That's my opinion on that. Because if you look at it too, this gentleman is the only one coming forward with this report, which I cannot say categorically that is it true or not. The only thing it shows the evidence of where he went, the website, the contact phone number, and everything. So,
okay, Mr. Michael, this is how it works. When I was the media aide, this is how it works. Most times when you go to this, Chim can agree, those of you who have worked in as media aides, you can agree this. When you have such briefings, at the end of it, the governor or his aide will give you what they want you to publish. So you now take it, and sometimes you tweak the story the way you want it, or you publish verbatim, depending on how you feel led about the story. And so sometimes when it's coming from that point, you don't necessarily go do your own research, you just publish. But before I come to Dexter, I want to read to you what Google said. Google AI said, as at late September 2025, Euro Africa CCI is highly controversial and likely a fraudulent organization that has been heavily criticized by the Nigerian journalists and opposition politicians. Okay. In fact, they went on to say that they even advise you to be careful, because there's no verifiable information on this, and they think they said there is a red flag on it, But Dexter may have a different opinion, just like my brother over here has a different opinion that man is not a journalist and he's only one speaking the opposite. Why should we believe him? So what do you say? Why should we believe the guy, by the way? Should we believe the guy above a governor who was elected by the people?
KG, you know, this is what I say. The thing about Nigeria is that everybody is waiting. Nigeria is turn by turn limited. Everybody is waiting when it is their own Mungu that is in power, and then you defend him irrespective of whatever it is. Look, we all know the way this game works. It's just a way to they are just about to loot some money. That is, they are just about to loot. And unfortunately, you see, until we stop this Babiala system in Nigeria, there can be no accountability. You see this idea of you go to Abuja and collect money, you go to Abuja, there can be no accountability. The people of Edo State don't even care whether that money is stolen or not stolen. That's why they don't really care. They don't care. Because what is about to happen is that they are about to launder money. I've checked the Euro, Africa, CTI, whatever, Chamber of Commerce. It's clear that it is just something, is to float money. They just want to float money, okay? And the people don't care. Why? Because they are not working for that money. They are not working for it. If the people of Edo it was their sweat to get that money, then the governor will not spend a dime without accountability. But what happens? At the end of the month, governor goes to Abuja. They give him a largesse. He decides how to spend it. The people don't care. There can be no accountability. Not one. It is not even, that journalist, it is not even supposed to be the journalist. It is the citizens of Edo State. But guess what? The taxpayers, the people that pay tax in Edo State, obviously, it is not from their taxes that the government generates revenue. It's a simple truth. The governor is getting money from Abuja. So there is no accountability. That's why people from Edo State, they say, what is the name of the person? Who cares about what the person's name is? The question is, the information that guy has provided, is it concrete? How many Edo indigenous have checked? Look, where is our money going to? But I can assure you that they will turn it to a political gimmick. They will spin all kinds of narrative. In a sane society, that governor will be out of office in less than 24 hours. Simple. Because it's clear that this is just about to launder money. And then the other part, let us not forget what he said, though, that he promised Mr. President 2 million votes. He just tells you that INEC is going to be a sham in the next election. Because how will he get 2 million votes for Mr. President? Is he the one that will choose for the people who they will vote for? Is it now the governor that decides for the citizens who? So it is just they're just showing us that, look, what is going to happen in 2027? We're going to go back to the old Maurice Iwu days, where results will be written and numbers will be allocated. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, I will come to, who came first? Is it Mr. Ike or Mr. Odi?
It's Ike.
Mr. Ike
Yes.
came before me, but he's been here since morning. Mr. Ike, I think my good brother will allow me to go ahead. Let me just take a quick shot. Mr. Ike, with your permission.
God bless you.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and good day, evening, wherever you are. I'm happy to be here with you, our brethren, again. I think a lot have been said today. I think we've been kind of scattergun. I did listen to the guy that came. I don't know how to really weigh him, but let me jump into this particular discussion of Webelo. From the last election, I think most people generally agree that the election was rigged in Edo State and the man came in. Why it became a little interesting to me is that Mr. Ovie started putting up his picture and, started calling people like intellectuals and this my go. I've been trying to understand his view and his stand where, because he's from Edo State, really, you know, why do I care what happens in Edo State? You know, if he likes, if they like Mr. Okpebolo, have fun, you know. Like, why should I be crying? You know, I can't take a Panadol for their own headache, you know. So it's just my, you know, why I came in, because you asked him a question, and it was interesting how he deviated and started talking about, you know, Nigerians and intellectuals, and I was like, no, you were just asking him about this Euro whatever company that everybody, most people listen to, but he didn't want to talk about it. He talked about, he wanted to talk about everything but just this thing. But you know, look, many times I kind of, I know that we are here for different purposes, right? You know, some people are here to get their group therapy. Some people are here as agents. Some people are seeking appointments. Some people are intellectuals, proper intellectuals who just like to debate, you know, philosophy back and forth, which is fair. You know, some people are academics, you know, but, you know, and everybody will get whatever they like, you know, but what I don't like is the idea of, don't try to tell other people they don't know what they are talking about. Don't talk down on other people. You know, there's something that Dexter, I agree with Dexter most of the time, actually, you know. He talked about that people, you know, come in and try to portray things kind of, you know, what was the word you used? About, you know, there's a particular Niger word you used, you know.
Is it Mugu?
No, it's not Mugu. There's a particular, you know, word, you know, which kind of captures the whole, you know, Mr. Kwebolo. I kind of find it a little bit offensive, you know, when people are trying to defend the indefensible. You know, even Mr. Mr. Ovie started talking about Obi and how he gave, you know, the schools to the church. This was just a question about your state, and, you know, a governor saying that he's bringing $500 million of investment, and people are just trying to have a discussion. And then you have gone over to be discussing other things that are irrelevant to the question.
Don't say you don't know what we are discussing and move on. I mean, it's as simple as that. I did not, everything I said was at the center of our conversation. There's nothing I said.
But you know, just let me finish.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
You know, trust me, you don't know how to, you know, jump into discussion more than me. Just allow me my time. You didn't allow anybody to take any of it. I've been watching this for the past 2 hours. Trust me, you know. Don't.
You can make your
and this is the problem. And this is the problem. Whenever, you know, you become very rude. You see, you try to tell other people they don't know what they are doing.
You're not here to discuss me. We're here to discuss issue.
Well, I can discuss you. You're one of the panelists. I can discuss you. You discuss other people all the time.
Okay, let him speak.
Well,
now,
I'm talking about your view.
Point I made. You can disagree with it, but leave my name out of your mouth.
Well, I'm trying to disagree with your points. You know, you can't.
Just go with the point. Leave my name out.
Well, I'm going to talk about your viewpoints. Whether you like it or not, that's what I want to talk about. Your viewpoint.
I will always interject once you call my name.
I didn't call your name. Just, you know, you can wait. Let me. You see, that's the problem. See, he's getting upset. You see, all these people. Whenever other people are talking about other things, they come in and they're sounding so smart, and they talk about. But whenever you bring out a sore point for them, they don't want to talk about it. Every day they are here talking about other people, how they don't know anything, how they are the only ones who know stuff. Now, you see, this man that he put, same thing with whenever he was putting up politicians as his background during the election. And whenever the politicians were not doing well and you want to bring them up, he gets upset. You know, but other people, he wants to talk about other people and their viewpoint. I'm going to talk about your own opinion because you're on the panel, or you stop coming and you can discuss what I said, whether you like it or not.
You are smart. In my name.
But you continue, you can well, anyway, my whole point is, everybody could see. I don't know, Nigerians are very polite people, everybody could see the trajectory of what they called the number on the website, and the woman said she only speaks Yoruba. She doesn't know why they put her name there. What are they calling her for? And you're trying to now say let's wait. It's like people saying, let's wait for Tinubu till he finishes his second term and see if he did well or not. Who are we? What are we even doing? Who are we as a people? How far are we going to get with this? Whenever everybody, we are into our tribes, and tribes are not just, the literal tribes, Igbo, Yoruba, and all that. It's just whoever takes care of you, whoever itches your, so everybody, if it's your man there, let's never say anything bad about him. He's the person, he's delivering. Whatever people are benefiting, we're never going to make progress with this. And then let me just talk slightly about the guy that was here before. Look, in as much as I, agree with many of the things that he said, I think the way he talked about him, he had this experience with the church. I attacked the church many times, and people who are here would know. But the idea that because of your experience in the boarding school, that every other thing is bad, it's not true. Yes, our church leaders are a big problem for what we are experiencing in Nigeria. Someone going into the bathroom and saying he's finding himself in Heathrow or wherever, or Schiphol, is shameful, and people should call them out. But, look, the church did a lot of good work also in our history, and we can't just take that and throw it into the trash bin. One of the things that, whether you like it or not, that we were left with is education. Education is why me and you are here and we're interacting. And the idea to ridicule education and say intellectualism is stupid, that we should go back to, going to get palm wine from, this is every generation, moves from stage to stage. This is the generation. This is, would you rather use the internet or don't know how to use it because you want to protect your culture or what? So look, the Catholic Church did a lot of, even personally, I'm returning back to Catholic Church, because when you see what's going on, you see that, look, the basis of this church has actually helped our people. Are they flawed? Yes. Did they commit a lot of crimes or whatever? Should they be put on trial for things that they have done? Of course, even in America, they are. In Europe, they've done so many things, just like every organization. But they have also done a lot of good work. And we can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I don't agree with him in that, because the way he talked about it, because I went to a boarding school too. I didn't go to a Catholic boarding school, but I had very bad experiences. But the truth is that most of us that went to boarding school and our never say die attitude, we got it from there. There was a culture that was placed there. If you go to military schools all over the world, there is what makes a military man a military man. You can call it abuse, but it makes him different from a civilian. And that's the training in a military school. And some people so don't go to military school if you don't want to be a military man. Boarding school is to train people in a way that is different from people who go to day school. People still are rushing. The people who had these experiences still are putting their children in the boarding school.
Well, very well said. Very well said. Very well said. Thank you so much. Yes, Mr. Ike.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Happy Sunday to everybody.
Didn't I come before Mr. Ike?
No.
You're sure? Okay, yes. Don't worry, Mr. Ike. You're my brother. Go ahead.
No, I know that one for sure.
I did not. I wasn't here when you had the interview, so I'm not going to talk about the first program of your broadcast today because I did not listen. I wasn't here, so I wouldn't want to talk more about it. I'm only want to talk about when the issue of Edo State was brought to the to the fore about the issue of the signing of whatever. My why I'm going to say something about it is because my brother Ovie, he tried to use these conspiracy theories that he uses all the time about intellectuals. And he confirmed it himself here that it was the intellectual that rigged the man into office. By himself, he just said it here, that it was the intellectual that rigged him into office. And he is part of those intellectuals that see what is going wrong in his state and is using the same language of the intellectual to cover the same man that we are talking about. Every time I come here, I cry about my state governor of Imo State. I'm from Imo State. I cry every time what is going on in my state. Hope Uzodinma don't owe me nothing and I don't owe him nothing. Just like as I'm crying for the people of Anambra right now, that this man that is there, that he has to go. I am speaking about it because I am concerned. I don't live in Nigeria, but I have families and I have friends. Like this issue of what we are talking about. And so many platforms today, this particular issue. Ovie know actually that this man that is the governor of Edo State, for this few months that he has destroyed Edo State. But he never ever want to admit it in any platform. All he tells you is, oh, it is the intellectuals. Now we be illiterate. It is the intellectual that put him to be governor of Edo State. If it is the intellectual that put him to be in Edo State, your platform, your intelligence, your knowledge of everything is enough of you to say, listen, this man, my governor, is not doing well. And there are so many things that is going wrong in my state, in Edo State, that I don't like. Because this money we are talking about, $250 million, whether it is true or not, it is the investment of the money of Edo people, like Desta said, the tax-paying people. And I believe Ovie is a tax-paying citizen of Edo State, so he should be more concerned than myself. He should query this particular thing more than anybody. But he tried every time. He said it is the intellectual. Like somebody told me the other time that I speak like a village man. I accepted it because I'm a village man. Because if there was no village, there wouldn't have been Ike Alamefle. So I am a village man and I will continue to remain a village man. But being a village man does not mean that I don't know what is happening around me. I am from a place called Imo State. And anytime they bring out about Imo State, even when this platform don't bring out about Imo State, I used to bring it out, more especially in my local government, that is Olu local government, because I know that something wrong is going on in my state. It doesn't mean that people are not hearing, or it doesn't mean my citizens are not seeing it, but at least we will continue to speak about it, because that's the only thing we owe. And people will be thinking, oh, people are not listening. A lot of people are listening. Even the government people, they have the people they planted everywhere. They are hearing our voices. They are listening. So I should believe. Yesterday I talked about when he was talking about giving the president 2 million votes in Edo State, and he was saying that you have families, brothers and sisters in Nigeria. You see what he said? 2 million people talking to 2 people. You see this? That's why yesterday I said this is why Nigeria has a problem. You want to have a permanent seat at the United Nations, but you have a governor you have a man that they made a governor of a state in Nigeria who could not define, who can make a single sentence, even outside Nigeria. And when we talk about it, he said it is the intellectuals that put him there. Now, if it is the intellectual that put him to make him the governor, are we not the citizens of that Edo State, those tax-paying people that he was supposed to rule? Is it not our responsibility to call him out, Whenever there is something that we see that is not going well, even though you call him out, you feel that you are calling him out, it's not going to work. But it's working because people are speaking. If you times that 250 million into Nigerian money, if you multiply it by Nigerian money into whatever the currency rate is in Nigeria right now, you could understand the kind of amount of money we are talking about from the treasury of Edo State. So I think that my brother Ovie should, this idea every time, this idea of intellectuals. I know that people talk about having problem with the intellect. I used to say it here. Sometimes when I look at my brother Chi and my brother Odi with all the books, with all the whole library they have, I said, listen, I am not a professor, I am not an intellectual, but I live in the world that I try to learn every day because I am moving around the world and I'm teaching myself. That's the way I acquire my education. Right? But I don't have certificate to show for it. But most of those people who have that certificate doesn't know anything more than what I know. They can speak big grammar, but that doesn't. When we go to the real thing, I will show you that I don't even know more than what you know. So I think that we should be honest ourselves here, because what are we doing? We're trying to make sure that Edo State, this is a state that everybody law. That if any other thing is happening in any state in Nigeria, not in Edo State. But look at what they have turned Edo State into. Edo know the carry lights. Is it what Edo State is today? No. And I mean, we just see that something is wrong somewhere. So
all right.
I just appeal to my brother Ovieto. This idea, whenever we bring the issue of Edo State and Obobolo, you support him. He's your governor. You want him to be governor. I don't have a problem with that. But at least also you have to be able to make sure that you are following that man, making sure that he's doing the right thing for your people.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution.
I know I wait for my time, but I've never complained that my governor is not doing well. I don't even know where all this conclusion is coming from. Like, I mean, the most powerful word in English is ask. If you don't.
That's all my bad.
KJ, can the next person talk? It was not his turn to talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
I think it's, we always say it's intellectual dishonesty for whatever to happen. I think it's also illiterate dishonesty. Illiterate dishonesty. You all heard me right. For someone to come here, I have personally done my own research. That organization does not have a website that is proper. And somebody you're seeing the face of evident thievery. Because, when we keep using this intellectual word, corruption, it makes it, this is thievery, stealing. Somebody's trying to steal the resources of a state in broad daylight, has gone into a scam agreement with some people. They know what they are arranging. Just like somebody with all the bad roads in Nigeria, you didn't see, let me fix the existing infrastructure. You didn't decide that. What you did was to go and start building a brand new one. You know clearly this person is trying to steal money. I don't know why Nigerians find this thing difficult to understand. Practically all of us here, except, everybody here, I don't see anybody who's in Nigeria on this platform right now, lives abroad. We see how our counties put up infrastructure. Unless it's extremely necessary that a new infrastructure needs to be built, the existing one is what is being maintained. Somebody came out, told us he was attracting an investment from an organization that literally AI says is fraud. I have gone, before you said this, KJ, you just beat me to it. I have gone to check. This is clear, evident fraud staring us in the face. And we're here defending it. I mean, it's alarming to me. And then tomorrow we complain about bad governance and bring up spurious conspiracy theories of how Strosky did something somewhere. Where basic things are staring us in the face and we can't deal with them. Then we'll be talking about large books we've read. Excuse me? I wasn't coming to as soon as we started having this conversation, I was watching. I said, no. I can't take this anymore. This is what are we talking about? Do we really want Nigeria to move forward? Do we really want Nigeria to move forward? Seriously? This concept of my whose teeth, my teeth's, pardon, please guys, forgive me. My teeth's poo is bigger than your own teeth's poo. What exactly are we doing? Because that's what Nigerians do. Everybody is busy defending their own teeth. You pick your own teeth. Don't touch my teeth. We can talk about your own teeth. Don't touch my own. We own teeth now. Everybody is owning their own teeth. I'm afraid, though. This is like, maybe just Damages needs to come and shut this thing down. Let's not come and be deceiving ourselves. Because if we can't come here and call, I can support Obi and come on. I bashed Obi here. In fact, the first time Rudolph made out short clips about somebody bashing Obi, it was me. When I said Obi, if Obi cannot die for the cause he believes in, that is not what being pressed. I'm the one who said it here. And Rudolph, he minimized it. He spread it all over the place. I remember very vividly. But guess what? If election is called today and there's no better candidate, I will vote Obi. But I believe that part of the problem that Labour Party is facing is that Obi himself. I'm sorry, I will say it. Because I kept saying here, listen, he lost a golden opportunity of managing the the political capital that Nigerians gave him by reining in Labour politicians and Labour members of the House. I kept saying it here that this guy is losing an opportunity to use that influence to rein them in, because at that point public opinion was in support of him. So if he had been managing those guys, they would have been going to National Assembly and voting properly. They won't be doing this nonsense they're doing. But when they realized the man was busy doing, I don't want to be a problem, people started acting in their own interests. People don't seem to realize that this life, there is a time to strike. When we say strike when the iron is hot, who don't seem to understand it? And that is the problem of Nigeria. Every time we gain a momentum that citizens should sustain, we throw it away with frivolities. No society, not even this US that we all run to. The citizens, they check the moment and they take advantage of it. Go see what's happening in the UK today over Khan and his election bid. Even his party members are turning against it. Why? Because of something Trump said at the UN about London insecurity. It's getting wildfire. People are beginning to put in pressure on the man because the citizens are taking advantage of it. It's only in Nigeria that everybody is owning a thief, pampering the thief, protecting the thief, clothing the thief, defending the thief, but he's a thief. But you come and own him with all your full chest. And then you were talking about, conspiracies. You know what? I don't want to call names, but we all know ourselves. I think it's time we decide what exactly it is. What do we come here to do?
I like to call names.
Genuine intentions to discuss Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
Let me just end, please. Do we really come here to discuss Nigeria genuinely, or do we come here pretentiously? Because I'm starting to think that's what it is. We just want to come and talk for talk's sake. This guy is committing crime. Let's call it what it is. And
news as value. That's something.
All right, thank you. But you guys know that Ovie will have his response. But let's hear.
It changes nothing.
Let's hear.
We'll respond on the response.
Yes, no problem. That's what it is. That's why it's a debate. All right, Uzo, go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Let me say something. Let me say something here, because all of you are bashing Ovie. Ovie is just using Nigeria to catch cruise, because I remember when the election started, Ovie was somebody that was here telling us that because this guy spoke wrong English, we all run away with that, and they are doing the wrong thing. Nobody paid attention to that. He said it here at this platform that this guy spoke wrong English. All of us are talking about that. Nobody even talking about what this guy is going to do. Is he going to make a good policy? Is he going to do? No, we are not saying he spoke wrong English. It's an illiterate. That's why he came out to say illiterate now and now ruling the intellectuals. I know that's where this is started from. All right. And since then, the guy he's not a supporter of that guy. He's not a supporter of him. But due to the way Nigerians is running away with something that doesn't matter. Don't like Tinubu, Agbado and co. We're not with Agbado. The guy won the election. Nigeria is on fire. So that's where I know that Ovie was coming from during the time of that election. He never be a supporter of this guy, which all of us know. All right. So let's take that one away. Now you're telling us that now the people that say they are people that intellectuals, this, that, the illiterate is ruling them. So who's are illiterate? He also said it. Who's are illiterate now? Between the intellectuals and illiterate, are ruling them. Who's are, that what he was answering. So I'm not coming to this. So okay, this is or this or this is not. I think Ovie should make his stand. You know, not that he what the guy is saying is truth, and the guy and the video he played, anyone can know that is a fraud. Anyone, that's a fraud. And now the guy is exchanging the fraud with almost 2,500 votes on that fraud. If you are the president, somebody promising you that, what will you do? You look back on it. So Nigeria is already a fraud. So my own point that let's not to using things that have no meaning, the electoral system, like English, that, this, and forget the main point that all of us need to be focusing on. When the election was coming up, we should have focused on who is this guy, his background. We didn't do that. The Labour Party, everybody are busy with his English and grammar. Now the guy is Indian now, so he do whatever he wants. He's Indian and nothing changed it. He do whatever he wants. And Ovie is here laughing at everybody here. What he just doing here is just laughing at everybody here because he said that from the beginning. He said that from the beginning. We didn't listen. We are here talking and talking and talking. So my own point is,
should it be funny?
I don't think this thing need. No, it's not funny.
Is this supposed to be funny?
I don't think it's funny. All right, it's not funny. But what I mean is that let's always focus on the main issues, not when somebody spoke a wrong English. That's what we'll discuss on the next 3 hours. All right, somebody speak English. We'll discuss in next 3 hours and leave the important things we'll be discussing. All right, that's why it become funny for him because he said it. That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. John Abba.
Thank you so very much. I don't have the truth is that who told you guys that guy is aware of the deal? I don't even know how. Do you guys know whether the governor is aware of any deal? When the intellectual put you there, I will do what I have seen a local government chairman who have given out all his money, think he's saving it. End of the day, when he left the office, he died quickly. They told him there's no money that he left because he was using those back door to make a deal. So I don't know who told you guys whether the governor is aware of all those deals. It can be a deal that it's not even that is true that he's not aware of. Don't joke with Nigerian politicians. So, don't joke with the intellectual too. The intellectual can put you there and you like Mumu. You come out of the office and say, "Where are the million?" They say, "Where is the million? You went to school. What is the figure?" So I don't even believe in all of that. That the guys are aware of all those contracts, all those things. So I don't believe in it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John Abba. I know you are coming to say something that, but I didn't know that it's going. All right. Yes. Consigns. Are you sure what John Abba said makes a lot of sense to me? Is it that this guy doesn't know they are trying to scam him? You know, the governor himself, is he aware of what is going on? That this Euro Africa CCI doesn't exist anywhere? Aware of what is going on? That this Euro Africa CCI doesn't exist anywhere.
Hello, Dr. KJ.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Everybody, good evening. God bless everybody. Well, Nigeria problem is a big problem on our head. I just came here to support what Mr. Odi said when I saw him speaking, you know. You see, the church, the church is about, like he said, he has gone back to Catholic. Myself also, I've gone back to Catholic long time. Well, I didn't go from Catholic. You see, the problem we have in Nigeria and in the world now is that this Christianity something, people are using it to crook and to steal, not doing what God said they should do.
Sorry, KJ, we are hearing the voice at the background.
Yes, who's someone is using two systems. Concern, are you using two systems?
Okay, it's like yeah. Okay, sorry. So what I'm saying is that
Put off the volume of one. Put off the volume
yeah,
of
one
one.
is off. What I'm saying is that what the way the Bible is made, if that we listen to the Bible, read the Bible very well, and follow the Bible, or follow what the preachers are telling us, we move forward. Because the Bible mostly is about how we live peacefully, how we can love each other, how we can help each other. You know, all those things, the virtues of the Bible. But at the end of the day, we forget about those things, start doing something that is not normal. That is where we got it wrong. Instead of somebody following the footsteps of Jesus Christ or following the footsteps of the apostles, he followed the footsteps of the other evil people that are in the Bible. And that's not what the Bible is all. That's what Christianity is all about. It's all about how to live peacefully with your fellow human being, how to do the right thing, how to pursue righteousness. But people start pursuing how to be rich today and they die tomorrow. At the end of the day, that richness, even you to enjoy that money, can't enjoy it anymore. You want to get billions of dollars. What are you going to do with that billions of dollars? Nothing. You only want to use them, buy houses, buy things for your girlfriends or your this and that, you know. Some people went about buying other people, destroy other people's homes and all the rest. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's not what the Bible is all about. If even the priests and even the pastors, what they are doing, if they have followed what the Lord told them to do, honestly, the world could be a very good place for all of us. But people decide not to do that. They decide to follow about the money. What the Bible tells us, money is good, but the money is the root of all evil. But for me today also, you see, I'm tired of talking about Nigeria because for me, honestly speaking, I always pray that God will help Nigeria to disintegrate. If it is for 4 regions, to become 4 countries or 5 or 2 or 3, it will be better for us because the kind of wickedness, the kind of inequality, the kind of corruption in Nigeria is endemic, and it is difficult to change because you cannot progress. No country can move forward with hatred. The kind of hatred in Nigeria, the kind of abnormal, even kids now in Nigeria. What the kids are doing in Nigeria now, we didn't do it. And where this thing come from? And when we having military rule, it was even better than now. The military, when we have military, there was discipline, big discipline in Nigeria. But since this useless civilians come, politicians came, things went upside down. And the worst is that it's not even getting better. It's every day we say make election, do election. What is election? What's about election? Or what's about the new government? New government is about change, and that change for the better. But in change in Nigeria, you go from this to fry pan. That's the problem. Look at the kind of people ruling us. Even the one that you go coming again will be worst. I only pray that God help us to disintegrate, or we have a revolution in Nigeria, or the military come, because no country move forward without discipline. For now in
Okay.
Nigeria, there's no discipline. And when you're talking about this election, people like they say Bobelo, intellectuals or what will bring up. Nobody bring up Bobelo. People bring Bobelo is Tinubu and it's men that bring up Bobelo. The same thing with Uzodinjo. See how Imo State have destroyed today. It is the same people that bring them. Election in Nigeria now is by when you have the cash or when somebody wants you to be there, you be there. Look at what is happening in River State. And when you're talking about election, which election are we making in Nigeria? This election that even the military, I saw what happened in where is that place? Adamawa State, where the military were lining up boys to collect bribe and vote. Military were lining up young men to collect bribe and vote. A whole military of a country. So when people come and talk about this election, everything has destroyed in Nigeria for me. There's no more. Whatever you talk about a country. Honestly, we are nothing to talk about as a me. I cannot come and say I'm a proud Nigerian. Even when I see people who say I'm proud in Nigeria, I even laugh at them. I say these people, where's their brain? They have sense at all? Somebody coming out and say I'm a proud Nigerian, proud Nigeria. What are you proud of Nigeria? That when you're building a house, When you are building a house, you have to get you have to get your borehole before you can build a house. When you are building a house, you see Agboros coming to collect money from you. When you build a house, people are damaging it. These governors are that destroy houses. They didn't build the house one, but they destroyed the one that people build. When somebody commit a crime, arrest that person. If you want to kill that person, kill him. If you want to arrest him, put him in jail. Put him in jail. Don't go and destroy the house. If you like, use that house, make that house motherless baby's home, orphanage home, then destroy that house.
Thank you so
What electricity you don't have in Nigeria? Tell me if the justice system is not there in Nigeria. The hospitals are not there in Nigeria. No, the women now, even married women now, have become prostitutes in Nigeria. The young ladies are worst. So when you look about Nigeria, honestly, I don't see anything that somebody can come out and say, I'm a proud Nigerian.
Thank you.
Even my brother, let me just give me some minutes. You see?
No, you have already taken almost minutes.
Please, I am not please. People that have the resources in Nigeria today are suffering. The people of Delta, the people of the riverine areas that have these resources, the people of the Southwest and the Fulanis are taking the resources, helping themselves, instead of the people that have the resources. If these people stand up, they kill them. Even the people from the East that have they put military, put everything on them. They cannot stand, they cannot talk. If they talk, they kill them. And somebody come out and tell me I'm a proud Nigerian. Which Nigeria are you proud of? Which Nigeria are you proud of? The people that doesn't have the resources and enjoy the resources, and those that have. Even let me tell these people of what they call them, Ogoni. Let Ogoni don't make mistake. Let Ogoni don't make mistake and give their resources to this useless president, so that he can use that and use their oil that remain to help the Southwest. Let them not make that mistake with this is sweet mouth to make that mistake and give them to drink that Ogoni. Please, thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your submission. Please, ODE, don't push towards what we didn't raise. The last part of the discussion is important, but we're not going to go towards Ogoni, and because that will take us totally away from what we are discussing, and we may not have that time to make a conclusion on it. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Is it myself?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, KJ, and the house. Team, thank you for your submission. And I know this is a global village we are in now. So any information you throw out there is very easy to verify, to just confirm. You make calls and just go on your research. You will see situations. Well, I know an insider who is in the UK, who was part of that delegate that was doing Scotland and all that and all those situations. It was like it's been a fight on our platform, in our secondary school platform. He's a chairman there, and he turned towards good governance. He was this person that was preaching that, man, we need to get it right. He was on the positive side. But as soon as this situation started, he beginning to preach mediocre, preach incompetency. I became so surprised. I was disappointed. I was saying, oh boy, is it not the same you? What happened? Two sides of the mouth? What's the situation like? So this in Nigeria, to get validation, you now begin to want to broadcast. If you see the way they caption the thing all over, Punch carried it, 3 newspaper carried that information like, and there was a news media that read the news that somebody pasted on the platform who was trying to explain, give the details of the transaction. News media, the news don't even know the news. I said, where is CNN? Where is BBC? Where is this good news? From this podcast that you guys are posting to relate such a high level information, to the public. There was a disappointment. What kind AI kind of generated advert on that platform, and it's so shameful. I was asking my people then. I said, if you have a company, will you employ this guy that you are putting in the affairs of a state government to run that organization? With the way you have interviewed him, with the way you have seen his competency, will you do that? Nobody could answer me.
You know, because it's so shameful that we tend to preach competency, we tend to preach good governance, we preach this, and we, because of selfish interests or because of our opinions, we just cleave into going 360 degrees, and I don't know where those things are coming from, and we expect this country to move forward. How is it going to happen? We are in a world today. We live in a society where everything is working. The former the former council rep for in my county here is actually a house near my house. There, he lived a normal life after he lost the election and he's moved back to his normal life. You know, things are not changing. Things are going the other way around, and people are still trying to look at it as a procrastinate on their situation. I just feel that we don't want a change, but we want a change. How is it going to come? How is it going to come? You know, I think my Okpebolo is not actually supposed to, begin to make mistake like this. If not that there are people that are actually piloting the affairs for him. That's my problem. He's not a mind of his own. You know, if he's a mind of his own, he will have been able to get good, competent hands around him that will probably direct him, redirect him, correct him, and strategize with him, and make successes and progress in the situation. Look at the power plant that Babaseki did, Osiomo, that was giving 247 lights to government house, and another one. You scrambled it because it's a Babaseki thing and all that. That begin to bring us back every time we change government, and that is not good for us. When I got to Edo State, I was in Ring Road to go and pay homage to Oba of Benin. I was able to browse in Ring Road. I was browsing on the Wi-Fi in Ring Road, free Wi-Fi. Eh? Everything is down. Everything is destroyed now. They automated the civil service that for you now to collect one kobo from any tax in Edo, it enters the government direct. It's direct payment. All those things were done. It was able to increase the IGRO of the government, and the government was moving to a different direction. We need next to take it to the next level. That government is continuity. But this level of looking for validation, traveling to Scotland, traveling to this, it's fine. Look for investment here and there. Good. God bless you. But let it be genuine now. Don't be all these two boys just get out together, just put one name online and put one telephone number that is not even related to what they're doing. And you are putting it out there to the world. It just make us look like we're just a joke. We're a joke. You understand? That is why if he didn't day, according to my governor of Rivers, he said if he didn't day, he didn't day. You know, if you can't take competency from the market. You must earn it. You must read. You must be abreast with the situation on ground to be able to rule a government, even to rule a small association or even a small company. You need to be abreast with details to manage a situation. Talk less of a state, a whole state. And you cannot even read the budget and you're expecting to do miracle? What are we talking about? It's not going to happen unless you go and learn and relearn. But he's been manipulated by the Abuja team because they put him there and he's answerable to them. And whatever he's doing, he's looking for validation everywhere. It's so shameful. If you look the Edo that Obaseki left, go there now. It's a shadow of itself now. You can imagine carrying my 1 billion to settle a political tout, 1 billion naira of the state coffers, the state taxable income. I mean, the tax collected income for my father and your father and everybody's businesses to give to one man. Where he built that hotel was actually a school. It was a primary school compound that he built that hotel in. They just opened the books for him and the books were correct. You are telling me you want to look for one kangaroo church court judgment and you are paying somebody 1 billion. You understand? So I'm not. If I expect anything apart from this kind of news from that guy, I will be doing too much expectation because it's expected.
All right.
In medicine, they said it's an expected outcome. So whatever is happening now is expected because we are not in the right place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, OBE. Mr. Okpebolo, aka Ovie, you have 2 minutes to respond before we take our last lap.
2 minutes with all these bullets.
2 minutes only. 2 minutes.
Somebody was asking him question.
On behalf of my comrade. Oh my gosh, where do I start from? Anyway, I think we need to understand.
What happened to your volume? A bit low.
Hello? How?
Okay, it's better now, but it's low.
So we need to understand
Okay, better.
Start with Mia Copper. Start with Mia Copper.
This segment of the show is to actually to analyze the one before, right? So that's why when I was responding, I alluded to Obi giving school to churches and all that. It's a response to two people who are making points that this is what the church has done, So education or intelligence demands that if you don't have the grasp of what is on the table, just skip them. You don't have to jump to conclusion and they say, yeah. That's not, I mean, educated people don't act like that. Now, in terms of my performing governor, I don't think I owe anybody to actually respond to anything, but it's an opportunity for me to reinforce my support for His Excellency Monday Ekpaolo. Now, if you care to know where I am coming from with all this, it is not a gimmick. It's a matter of life and death for me. It was September, pretty much a year to the year this month, when I did watch Arise News. And I don't even know Monday. I don't know. I wasn't, because of the way Obaseki run those states. I'm happy that the intellectual, the beneficiaries of Obaseki are using it as an example. Then they feel use Wi-Fi on street for ring road, while the village people are rusting away. That's by the side. So when I see Arise News, them about they interview APC Edo State chairman. It was not even Monday Paolo. So I was like, okay, now my Edo State, make I even listen to. Spend about 45 minutes. All they could conclude that Monday Paolo knows how to speak English. I begin to ask myself, this is a national television. If somebody is ready to be chief executive of a state, the best of the best educated journalists that we have, all they could focus on is not his years as a senator, as a businessman, who he is as a person, interrogates, because that is what he's coming to do. They say no sabi speak English. And I was like, oh, man, I think this is exactly what I'm looking for. This guy represents 75 of the people who cannot speak English in Edo State. I am proud. I am fucking proud today, this fucking moment.
Okay, 1 more minute.
Who said the man cannot express himself? But I've been concluded that he was able to carry out a scam in an Oyibo man. My God, I did not make a mistake when I floated the election of Monday Paolo 2028, a day after he won the election. So I not just start today. I did not make a mistake. The same educated people who focus on a man that cannot speak English are now shocked that it's carrying out scam in a man country. If that is not genius, I don't know what it's called. That's what I voted for him.
Okay.
So I am not just here because I am here because he's an illiterate. Because
right.
The majority of the people that he served are illiterate. And that's what we want. Let the majority of people represent. I can relate with him. Do I know how to speak English? I did fuck up here where now. So I can relate to him. If you guys think I'm going to vote against my interests, it's not going to happen. And it's not just me. It's the majority. We are not voting our interests, voting against our interests.
All right, thank you.
Because we can relate. Wait now.
No. Listen now. I gave you 2 minutes. You have taken 4 already. And I'm still coming back to you to do a roundup. So hold on. Don't worry. You have your 5 minutes, and then when you round up, you can elaborate. Let us do a roundup.
Because he knows Sabemi English like me. That's why I'm supporting him. There's nothing more. I don't know him. It's not from my village. I'm from Akoko Edo. It's from Misha. We don't know ourselves. It's just because he cannot express himself and represent the majority of us. We know how to speak English. I'm more than speak English.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I like your stand. You beat your chest and I support them. I say it will be. Nothing could change them. Chim, you have 5 minutes to do your roundup. We will have got to other this thing, but we don't have time. You can either talk about the fact that Shore again. Shore strikes again. You know, Shore has strike again. You can talk about that, or you can talk about any other topic that you want to talk about. as your roundup. You have 5 minutes to do that, and every other person gets a 5 minutes, and after that we'll call it.
I'm gonna go now. Good night, everyone.
Oh, hold on. You want to take your audition before we?
I'm not saying anything
All right.
more.
All right then. All right.
I'm not saying anything more.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
See you.
Good night.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
Chin.
So I watched the show at the beginning. I was going to come in, but I got put off by some of the things the guest was saying, so I didn't want to. I looked at his age, and then I looked at the people he was associated with, and I just said, I will sit this one out. Like Odi rightly said, I think sometimes I have a problem with people who, this whole issue about religion, Israel, and all those things. You can be a Christian, for instance, and still pick holes in whatever challenges or things that are not going right in the Christian faith. The problem with us is that as human beings, is that we get into something and we think because we're in that thing. Let me give you an instance. You can be in a family and call out your dad or call out your mom, when you're having conversations about your family, and tell them things you don't agree with them. That's the kind of personality that I think God created us to be. For those of us who believe in God, and for those who believe it's nature, that's what nature expects from you. What I don't seem to understand is people who have benefited from the supposed goodness of Christianity, maybe education. The education you have is up to, at least for the guest, I might believe is that he probably went to a missionary school. For that kind of person, he's not a young man. I'm sure in his time they didn't necessarily have a lot of private or purely state-run schools. The schools were missionary-owned. And then you turn around today to start complaining about the same thing that got you to where your PhD is and all those things. I laugh at them. It's hypocritical. And so when I started listening to him, I dozed off where I was. I just said, there's no point. I'm not going to come and have this conversation, because there are people who just want to wake up and knock things for knocking's sake and tell us to let's go back to our ancestral belief. My people do some traditional festivals. I believe in those festivals, but I don't go to any shrine. I believe in the cultural awareness of where I come from. But I still believe in God, irrespective of the fact that we have ministers or some Christians who have abused Christ's ministry. That's one side. Now, back to this other conversation we're having, which has been subsumed us, which is the issue of Pablo and the investment. I think, I don't know about the man we focusing on his lack of English. You see, I hate when people come to gaslight truth. You cannot gaslight truth. If somebody cannot speak good English, then he doesn't deserve to represent us, because how is he going to communicate his ideas? We're not saying that you need to be eloquent or be a, a public speaker to be a public functionary or a governor or a minister or a politician. You don't need to be. Not all politicians are orators. You need to have ideas. You need to have the sincerity to want to serve your people. But of course, at the tail of it also is that those ideas and those things you want to serve, you will need to communicate them. You don't need to speak the best of English. Just need to be able to let people know what you're doing in the basics of all language. In fact, if you want to speak it in Edo, speak it in Edo. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is when you're telling me that because white people are being voted for, you're angry, you're doing protest vote because people were focusing on man's English and did not look at, are you kidding me? So you decided to give a clear criminal the vote because you are offended. People were focusing on just the fact he couldn't speak English. Well, good luck to you. This course will show very soon. It's very interesting to hear some of the things people come here to tell me. You understand? This is why we need. Listen, education is not about going to school. I know people who are well educated without the four walls of schools. We tend to think that when everybody comes and talks about education is not about going to the four walls of a school. There are people who didn't necessarily visit the four walls of a school because they didn't have the resources, but they're well educated, they're informed. They know what's going on in society. They know what is right from wrong. So it doesn't, you're not serving me any purpose when you say we focus. Okay, Nigerians were focusing on Bulaba and how Bulaba was dodging all political debate and telling us that he will not debate. So those who were focusing on Bulaba's mishap, and then you now say you're punishing them because they didn't do the right thing, that's why you're voting Bulaba. Well, no problem. It should be now Shege Pro Max is happening in Nigeria for those who didn't see it. Am I suffering to them? I'm not. I'm dealing with a different kettle of steel. So let's always come here and get our heads right. As for Shoere and Strike Again, good luck to him. I'm happy. I'm watching it with my popcorn. I'm happy he's striking. Somebody went to buy a market that doesn't belong to him. You should have just stayed focused on your job as FCT minister instead of going to be calling somebody's name who wasn't calling your own. Now you've gone to buy his market and he's pulling all the strings. I pray that this thing that he's pulling, that it works. It works very well, because I think more Nigerian politicians who steal money and go and buy houses abroad, they need to go to jail. I am praying the day the man will mistakenly step into Florida and then they will carry him. I'm praying. I will keep praying that it will happen. That he will just suddenly, just the same way Bori forgot himself and he just thought everything was okay and then they picked him up, that it will happen to Wike. I'm praying it will happen to him. And it will happen not to him and to every other politician who steals money meant to be used to take care of Nigerians. I'm praying that somehow they will have an amnesia and walk into the territory they didn't know where their issues were, and then they will grab them. That's my prayer.
So much. Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Upablo, you have your 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes from.
Where do I start? As a professional athlete, the first thing I learned from competition is, as soon as I cross the finish line, the first thing my coach will ask me, what happened? Either if I win or I lose, the first question is, what happened? Because at that point, you know what you did right and what you did wrong, so that we go adjust time in the next one. But for some reason, the educated ones in Nigeria don't seem to get that. They don't seem to ask themselves, why did we lose? Why did we lose to an illiterate, a criminal? They are complaining. Still did the same thing they started with. And it only gladdens my heart, because we are going to win again. And in terms of performance, I said it when I announced it publicly, that if we win, he should just travel out, come back, for make it no call until the next election, we will see vote for him. So we are not expecting any performance. That's what people don't get. The majority of the Edo people are not fluent in English. We can understand our governor pretty well.
Really? Really? I hear you say that? Really?
I understand him.
Really? You say that Edo people are not fluent in English, my brother?
We understand. Don't you understand your governor?
Oh my God.
Do you understand your governor or not?
Oh my God.
So communication, as I was taught, is when the opponent responds. That means you understand. The man went to London. They say he collect investment 200 million.
And you are saying, why did he win the election? Was there an election?
Can I have my 5 minute, please? The election was rigged by intellectuals like you. It was not rigged by illiterates. It was rigged by intellectuals. The INEC officials and everybody, they are people who are educated in English. But they rig an illiterate in. That says a lot about us. We are not using our common sense. We're not getting the picture. If a man who wants to run for a governor stands to be interrogated, and all we could ask is not about his capacity, but how he can express himself to outsiders. Because while that interview was going on, he was doing campaign in the village, talking to the people. That's what matters. Okay, guess what? As I said, just like the last week I put it, it's a remote vote. It's a protest vote. For the past 24 years, make I tell you, waiting the kind of people that we have. A Benedium went to Jackson State. Is a United States product, followed by Osarime. Went to London. Oshomele, the same thing. The Polish himself for Warsaw. Followed by the next person, Obaseki, American product. That's what we got in 24 years. These are intellectuals. These are educated people. These are cosmopolitan people. The best of their kinds. bankers. They run Edo State for past 24 years. That's what we got. We end up having majority of the poor people left out of the states because they cannot express themselves as we all want. I'm not saying this so anybody can agree. No, it's not about that. The time has come for us to stop listening to people who live in their affluence living, who doesn't have skin in the game, who stay in their bushes and are telling us what to do, what to eat, who to fuck, or who to vote for. It's over.
Hey, come on, bro.
Come on. The fact that, excuse my Yoruba, the fact that people can still not comprehend that, we go win again. And guess what? Now we go use the people who go school, people who know how to speak English, part of our governor, criminals, and then we go use. So we're not using juju. We are not going outside. No, we are using the same people who went to school, who can speak English better than the governor, who has everything that you guys want better than the man. That man, then we go use. Because what matter is a game. It's about winning. If we finish, let the majority wins, let the minorities complain. Don't do whatever the heck you want. It's okay. So it doesn't matter if you say I'm a criminal. I am a criminal too. That's why I can relate. My mama saying I winch, they no winch. I'm not going to vote against my interests. In the real sense of things, I don't know how to speak English. I fuck up here every day. So for somebody to come and tell me to vote against somebody that can see and relate to that, he cannot speak like me. Now, juju, now which kind of juju I want to use for me? So it's not about the wrong thing. No. The so people we know, where the good people, the educated people that we also want, people who know how to speak English, they've been running the country. They had their sway. But again, they keep complaining as the loser they are. The education that they attend has not given them to sit down to reflect, to say, come, we need to do this to make sure this doesn't happen. No, they are still complaining. They are still saying the man don't know anything, a criminal. Guess what? The same people who are successful within the state, now that's the finance arm. It's not a billionaire. Again, you have to just sit down and put our education aside, use common sense. Time is going. The good definition of success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. In this case, for me, the man winning that governor is a very worthy idea. So I will work day and night to see it come. It doesn't matter what it does. After all, we have brothers that came. They did not do anything to spend our money. But instead, we see the president. So
okay, thank you so much.
Let me round up like this. Now, illiterate style.
No, you don't. Now 5 minutes. You don't read you 6. I don't want to make it over. Say
if educated people fail, they give the second chance. But we are not asking. We are not demanding. We are taking it. Right. Why? Because you guys don't know what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ovie. Odi, you have 5 minutes.
Well, thank you very much. I just kind of summarize this way. I think, the last speaker said the majority of Edo people know Sabi speak English. But, I think also, I think it's true that there's a lot of poverty in Edo State also. So I think if people are giving protest votes based on, how they perceived the media was against an illiterate, why would we blame somebody collecting urgent 2K to vote for somebody? So it's fight. Everybody should fight for his own conscience. Good. You vote because you're upset that they called somebody that could not speak English. I vote because I was given urgent 2K. Don't blame me. Don't try to, tell me how, in history, our ancestors, or how, or don't come to actually bash Donald Trump or the Europeans or anything. Don't try to play smart in many things that way. Look, at the core, we're just simple people. Everybody should go for his interest. Edo State is not my business, to be honest. Let me just go to one of the things I really want to talk about. I'm surprised we didn't raise this. This is the Bimaha you know, everybody knows Bima. He's a comedian in the United States. He did bring up a video that all the journalists in Nigeria, you know, you could see there's a coordinated attack towards it to shut it down. You know, I don't know. KJ, did you ever play that video on the platform here? Bima's video about the middle belt. And
no,
you know,
the one
do you
that
know the video?
I know Bima, I listened to him.
No, did you see the video? There's a coordinator. I think he came up within the past 24 hours. So Bima put up
because he made a story. His late night presentation yesterday or 2 days said that there was a systematic
genocide.
So that's what has brought about this. Government now pushed their button, and these people are now responding to try to. First and foremost, it was FFK that responded, and probably had used the attack dogs now to respond to him.
There's a full media war going on, you know, and then you wonder. Nigeria has been at the forefront saying no to the genocide in Gaza. Now somebody, a white man, goes and says, "Oh, there's a genocide going on in your own country." Nigeria is saying, no, there's no genocide here. Don't look the other way. It's them. You know, let's take all this. You know, who are we? The guy said, you know, Israel has been doing genocide for 2 years. They've not been able to achieve what Boko Haram been able to achieve. But if Nigerian government says there's no genocide in Nigeria, don't speak about it. And there are people here, I've seen guests here who says, oh, if you ever say something good about Israel, you're a fool, you're an idiot. Like, you know, out of, you know, Chim and KJ, I've told you people that you have become political. Sometimes your hands are tied. You see, Chim confessed today that he simply decided to stay in his house and not to come out so that he won't say something bad about the guests. But, you know, look, fair play. But the truth is, this issue, maybe next time we can discuss it more, because we need to, you know, why our people in a hurry to cover up genocide in Nigeria, but they are not willing, they are all jumping around. You know, if I mention anything about Gaza now, you will see 20 people, this place will be filled up. And, you know, you see forefather, you see his friends, you know, like usually they go on an orgy and they are talking about Israel and all that. They all wake up. But nobody is talking about the Middle Belt. Nobody is talking about the systematic killing and taking of land. You know, everything they said Israel is doing. There are people who have been doing it in Nigeria for how many years? Taking over land, displacement, whatever you call it, everything in Nigeria. But people want to look at Israel and the Middle East. We have a problem as a people.
You're not even talking about East.
Sorry?
You're not even talking about East. Not only Middle East, not only Middle Belt, even East.
No, you can talk about it. This is the whole thing.
Interest is not just free Palestine. I mean, there are more people dying in Nigeria than are dying in Palestine. I can tell you that last year alone, over 500,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria just in 1 year. And nobody's protesting. The activists are not saying anything. For me, that's hypocrisy. In the north of Nigeria, Christians are being killed daily because the Islamic militants don't want Christians to exist in the north of Nigeria. They want to see a world where there are no Christians at all. And they want to conquer not just Nigeria, they want to conquer Africa, they want to conquer Europe, and they want to conquer America. The younger generation who want to live in a better world must speak out today. And I'm calling on all advocates of a free world to...
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a story that is flying under the radar of the mainstream liberal media.
Okay. Sorry, that's the one I can find right now. I couldn't lay my hands on Bail Mason, but that guy you saw there, who wants to come in. His name is John Thomas. I work with him in Christian Broadcasting Network news channel guy. Now, we will find a time because it's a full package that the Christian Broadcasting Network have done on that. And we'll find a time to show pictures and show this news and show the events as it's happening, and also show Bima's comments. Bima is not a Nigerian. He will never be in Nigeria. He has no business. He has no interest.
Close the door, guys.
Oh, close the door, guys. Please don't disturb OBE. All right. He has no business being there. Okay, I mean, talking about it. I mean, it's a bigger platform than any media house we have in Nigeria. But for him to have used his platform to call attention to this, mind you, he's not a Republican. So that let's not say because he's a Trump man. He's not a Republican. He's a Democrat. Okay?
He's not even conservative.
No, he's not. Okay? He's just seen.
And he's a known atheist. To be
he's not a Christian.
Yes. He's just seen injustice being done and calls it out. And instead of our people to check what this man, who has no interest in saying, they are busy organizing a gangster media to deal with, to fight him back. Of what benefit is going to be? Anyway, I don't want to cut in. Go ahead and conclude, sir.
Yeah, let me conclude because I'm very happy that you said you're going to dedicate a show to this, because this is where I have my own interest. I think we have to fight for ourselves, since nobody will speak up for ourselves, since nobody is willing to, and when we talk about injustice, in the world, I think the black person is at the rung of the ladder. So, I'm trying to say today, everybody, please speak up about the genocide in Nigeria, in Sudan, in Niger, everywhere. Someone said, in the East. Yeah, of course, everywhere in Nigeria. When I said the Middle East is, if I'm using it as a point of contact, if you say, for all the genocide, there's an ethnic cleansing, not just ethnic, religious cleansing going on in Nigeria. And people must talk about it. And we cannot hide away from it. And this is maybe something that people can pick up on. The media is trying to silence Nigeria. Let's add voice to it. Gaza, enough people are talking for them. Let's speak up for our own people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your conclusion. Yes, my brother Uzo.
Okay, hello. Today, all right. This is that you guys are saying. I went to my church today, right? I'm a Catholic, a full mass. Nigeria will talk the game. This is you guys are saying. Even the priests, it was during the prayer of the fair, they pray for Nigeria. 7,000 people have been killed, 220 days. So we are not taking it seriously the way, like, my church is about, I say 99% white. All right? During the prayer of the faithful, every day for Nigeria. Christian, people start looking at me. Is a family okay? Yeah, they're okay. I was like, okay, my wife, what's going on? So, but that's not what I'm trying to talk about. My point is that not only the Christians that are being killed, we all know that. Everybody's being like, those guys doesn't know Christian, Muslim, anybody that comes that they kill, right? This thing have been played, this thing have played before. The first coming of Donald Trump, this thing played, and Nigeria was put in a background of many things. He's playing back again. Yes, we know that all these things are going on. People are dying. Not only the Christian, not only the both. Let us be consistent. Let people know. All right. And somehow I wanted to be ashamed when they call up the Nigerians like a couple of times in the church. I wanted to be like, man, everybody was looking at you black, putting native. They know I'm from Nigeria. Everyone was turning looking at me somehow, as if all Nigerians are done. You see my point? So yeah, it's good. People call it out, but let not have a season. Not have a season. Let me a continuity of, okay, this thing happened before when Donald Trump first came. That's why let us pray for Nigeria came. They went to the left, he stopped. Now they came back again. All right, we all know where this is going. When they push this, Christianity push this thing to adult level, that means they're killing only Christian, not killing Muslim. It become that is you won't know where this is playing to. All right, so let's try to speak out. Not only in Nigeria that Christians have been killed, Muslim, Christians, everyone have been mattering in Nigeria. It doesn't matter where you're from. When they say let's operate from Nigeria, people look like me. I'm not from the north. The Christian killing is mostly from the north. But everybody see me as a Nigerian. They don't see me, okay, you're from east or north. They see me as a Nigerian. They don't see me from that, I'm from east or from the north. So nobody is happy when they are big on the north or any part of the country. End of the day, Art here is a Nigerian. They didn't see her from east or from the north. So anyhow, we are going to like try to push the narrative. Not only Christians are being killed. It's better for all of us, because if you say it's only Christians are being killed, we are pushing a narrative that is not truth. That narrative is not truth. All right, that narrative is not truth. I know that is the Bishop Conference of Nigeria that released such news and push it to other bishop from that's in America, and they push it to their priests to put it on the prayer of the faithful. All right. So I know that how all these things are going. So no matter how bad it is, Nigeria is our country. We have nowhere to go to. So let us try to save it, because if Nigeria is divided now, even though Nigeria has been divided, it's a local place for Africa. You see, we are still in there. There's nowhere to go around to. So let us put hands together to see how we're going to like make this work for everybody. Because all the time we are here talking about tribal and these religions, they don't see it like that. They don't see it. Just like during the Jonathan regime. One day they said the snakes are biting people in the snake are biting the Boko Haram on the South Forest. My workplace was ablaze. They said, who is that? I hope my people are safe. They said, hey, hope your people are safe. They see you as, they don't see you as different from every other person. So, but when we come here sometime, we try to push it to one side. So and we all know that the truth that both the Christians, the Muslims, non-Christians, everybody is massacred. It doesn't have a tag that Christian come here, kill, or Muslim come here, we are saved. So that's just my point. So that's just what I want to say. I know that this thing has played before. This tape has played before. First time Ratop was he played it again. I know what it cost Nigeria when this tape played before. He played it again. So let's be careful. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me push back real quick.
No, hold on.
I said there is ethnic and religious cleansing. So ethnic and religious cleansing. I never said it's only a Christian cleansing. So my brother, please don't mislead me.
No, I'm talking about, no, not you. Not you. I've said in the category.
He Bill Maher called this out.
If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. And again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematic.
Maher called this out.
If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. And again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
That's exactly what they see over there. You don't blame them. That's what they see.
Okay, let me say this to Uzo. Uzo, you see, sometimes when we sit here and we just draw this conclusion that what you just said, you see, that's a very misleading conclusion that you just come to. You see, this is this same statement you've made. Hold on. Just hold on. This same statement is what made Nigeria today. They say farmer headers for more than 15 years. We have not seen any full animal on the ground. We only see farmers and then vacating their communities. Let's not do things like this. Okay?
No,
because when you go ahead, hold on.
This is the context Christians only. I said no. What you say, Muslim boy being killed. What they say wrong? Everybody's being killed. Not only Christians are being killed. You're not the only one to say,
no.
My church. Wasn't my talk about my church.
Uzo, who's killing who? Uzo, who's killing who? Are Christians killing Muslims?
You don't have any statistics of what you're saying. Were
I don't
you
know
admired?
I don't know kill the Hausa people. I don't know kill Muslims. You tell me that they're not killing Muslims also.
KJ, it's like most of you don't understand. Most of you don't understand what Uzo
Muslims?
is saying. Most of you don't understand what you're saying. Uzo is just telling you there are more than Christians that are taking
Let's
the
move.
cause.
Let's move.
That's what
No,
we're saying.
let's
There are
move.
more than
They're
Christians.
not
It's
Christian
not
more than
Christians
me.
that are
So
taking
don't
the
tell me
fall.
say
Other
people have
tribes
lost their
or
life.
other religions are taking the fall. That's what Uzo is trying to say.
Yeah.
Loco,
But
you that
most
is
Christians
trying to tell
are
me
being
what
killed.
he's saying. Has Uzo ever been to any village that was exterminated by this?
You are still not getting the point. Listen.
You are not getting the
Uzo
point.
is
Because
KJ, you're not getting what I'm talking
when
about.
you throw those,
You're not saying what I'm talking about.
KJ,
when you throw
Uzo
those
is not disputing what you are saying. Uzo is not saying you are lying. Uzo is just telling you that the different people are falling, and you are, some people are buying, not only Christians, even Muslims are still buying. The same people that are killing Muslims are still killing Christians. You can say Muslims are killing Christians. The same Muslims are also killing other Muslims.
KJ is talking about the intention of these people. The intention. What is the intention?
Are you like
those Boko
I'm
Haram
not
who's
talking about
accommodating them?
intention here.
Exactly. What's the intention? To wipe out certain race.
The Boko Haram? It's not their brothers.
There's an intention.
It's not their brothers.
Mr. Obe, see, it's easy. Yeah, look, it's easy. You know, there are some who are extremists. You understand? You are a Christian, yeah. Christianity, you are not an extremist.
Now, are they Christians? Are they Muslims?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not an extremist. People who are extremist Christians are those you find in Israel. Extremists, they don't care. They can do this. They don't care because they are extremists. People, Muslims who are extremists, that they can kill Muslims who are not extremists because of their ideology. So it's possible extremism. That's why extremism is a problem. So it's the extremists that are killing the non-extremists, whether you are a Christian, Muslim, or whatever. You understand? So the Christian extremists don't have the heart because of their religion or fear of going to hell in this part of our side, not in Israel. Yeah, they don't want to start doing what the extremist jihadists are doing, blowing themselves or killing whatever. But you can see what the Israel, who they call themselves Zionists, extremists, what they are doing to any human being.
Look, you're taking away the discussion. We're not talking about Israel. We're talking about Nigeria, situation going on in Nigeria and among the Nigerian Christians, especially people in the north.
Okay,
that's
now,
what
Mr. Uzo, there's no extremist in Nigeria.
If I local
in Muslim.
Local, if I have an intention to wipe out a certain race, and in an attempt to wipe them out, and other people not become victims, are you sure my intention is different from what is happening? That's only the difference. The fact that I want to wipe them out, in the process, some Muslims are falling, some mosques are involved. That is not the problem. The problem is that what is the purpose? What's the drive?
Okay, hold on.
We all know this now. We all know this.
Mr. Obe, let's leave the middle belt down south. Let's leave them alone. From Abuja upwards to the north and core north, is there any village that is ransacked by these extremists, chase them away and they occupy the place anywhere in the north?
Plenty.
Yeah?
Plenty.
So what the whole Google? So those villages that they ransack in the north, villages or Muslim villages?
They are all Christian villages and they are renamed. What are you people saying? Sometimes
people don't know what is happening. They don't know what is happening.
Listen
they don't know what is happening at all.
See, look. If you say village, community,
it's okay. Look. I say let's move on. Leave local can talk about this. Two Nigerians and go and forth. We prepare and discuss it. Let's just cut it into two. We just people requested that we show that BMR's video. I've shown it. Let's move on. Let's just move on. Let's find another day and discuss this thing where we all have our facts and pictures to show. Okay. I'm not trying to be cut people off, but I'm just saying let's move on and conclude this one. Then another day.
Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that it's over 6 years. It's from 2019 to now, so it's over 6 years period.
Even in over 6 years period, you are talking about more than 100,000 people. Are you guys okay?
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead.
220 days.
Concern.
It's my time. It's my turn, please. It's my turn. You see, for Edo State, no matter, I don't want to talk more about Edo State, because before, when Edo want to have this governorship election, I told my friends here, some Edo people here, my friends, I told them, you people are making a mistake by bringing APC to your state. If anybody in APC wins that state, that place will become like Imo State. I'm from Imo State. I don't like what is happening in Imo State. Today, in many local governments in Imo State, people don't sleep with their two eyes. Some states, some of the local governments, people have run away, been aside, they've run away. You see, when you bring out all these movies, they bring out in the distance, they bring out to the state capital, the capital. But in the villages, there's war there, there's problem. There's problem caused by this governor and this APC gang. And I told my friends and brothers, please, you should not allow, even if it's the BPDP, they're not ruling better. Immediately, any man from APC comes in, the place has become bad more than Imo State. And that's what is happening today. Many of the Benin people I see today, even when in the news, everything, they're not happy with what's happening in Edo. It has turned to Abro State. It has turned to something else. I love Edo people. But what is happening there is nothing to write home about. On the issue of this Israel and so on and so forth, you see, what is happening in Israel, in as much as I'm not happy because of some few people, you kill other people, I'm not happy about that. But the one happening in Nigeria is more worst. We are not in war, but the war happening in Nigeria is more worst. Not even only in Benue or Para or in the Middle Belt, even in Imo State, even in some eastern states, things are happening there worst. The military are killing more people than even this thing we see there. The military are killing more people, burning houses. You can't, because of somebody they kill a military person, then you can burn houses of the village people. People are sleeping. People are sleeping they are not sleeping. You see, but today, and this is because of Obi. Obi came out to contest election. Why was an Igbo man contest election? Because of that, these southwestern politicians and the Fulanis are trying to destroy Igbo people, destroy their business, destroy everything, whatever they have, put the army on up. How can a Yoruba man ruling still allow this army men to occupy East? An Igbo man can never allow such. Let us be honest ourselves. He can never allow such. Today, they don't want to remove those people. Anything that happened, if a policeman die, they want to destroy the whole village. And we think that is good. Thank you. Mr. I didn't start now. Give me how many minutes now? You see, let me finish, please. Just give me some 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute.
What I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is this. What Israel is doing today to Palestine, you see, tomorrow is pregnant. Nobody knows where the decision will flow tomorrow. Where the decision will go tomorrow. The Hausa and the Fulanis or the Yorubas are having power today. They don't know what will happen tomorrow. This thing they are doing to the Igbos, destroying their businesses, destroying their houses, destroying everything, putting their villages in fire. Nobody knows. Tomorrow it may change. It may change, and the world will say, why this we doing this? Let the Yoruba people, the Yoruba are brothers. But they allow their political class to continue to destroy our land, destroy everywhere. If you don't like what your leaders are doing, go against them. But the Yorubas don't want to go against their people, those leaders. I'm not saying that all Yorubas are bad. What I'm saying that the Yoruba political class are devilish. They want to destroy everything about Igbo because they don't want the Igbo man to rule. Okay, leave us to go. No. Nnamdi Kanu now, they don't want to allow Nnamdi Kanu to have. If Nnamdi Kanu, they want Nnamdi Kanu to die there so that the Igbos can explode, then they will have a decision to destroy Igbo land more. Why is all these things happening? Why not allow that man to go? Why not leave him? If it is a Yoruba man that is there, no Igbo man can keep a Yoruba man there. I'm not being tribalistic, but what I'm saying is the fact. I know what is happening. These people should not be treating Igbo people as if we are not human beings. They are treating all Igbo people as if we are not human beings. We don't belong in Nigeria. They take the resources in Igbo land. They take it out. Still, they destroy us. Our land today have been, there's blood. Not what we made ourselves, but because of the intentions of these political people want to do. That's what they're doing. They want to destroy us because now we don't have power, we have nothing, this, that.
Oh.
But the tide may change tomorrow. Nobody
All
knows
right.
tomorrow. Tomorrow is very, very pregnant.
Thank you so much. I need to, yes, thank you. All right. Yes, Mr. Amefla, go ahead.
Ovia, my brother, stop falling my hand. You fall my hand, though. Every time when I talk about your state, you fall my hand. I don't want you to stop. I don't want you to stop falling my hand, Ovia. Understand? Use your platform to let your governor, if you have contact to your governor, the people that are working with him, just use your platform to tell them the truth, what the people are feeling, or what the citizens of Edo State are feeling concerning his administration. Whatever we say here, whatever we do, we are all looking for a better country, for a better Nigeria, right? Most of us, whether good or bad, it is well with us wherever we are. Amen. So, like my brother John Abba said, brother John Abba reminded me of back in Zoo of Kano State, of those days in Kano State. So probably we are blaming Okpebono. Probably what John said is the truth. Probably he doesn't know where the money is being, how they are being siphoning the money. So they only bring in paper he signed. Maybe he doesn't even know where the money is being sent to. So, I mean, it's possible. So, but Mr. Okpebono, please, if you have the contact of the people that are working close to your governor, try to be honest to them, explain to them the feeling of the people. You might be thinking that your people are happy because it's from your senatorial zone, or maybe you think he's doing something good for Edo State. But I think that if we can be very honest ourselves, the report that is coming out, or what we see coming out from Edo State is not giving anybody any hope. So please, I want us to remember that east, west, north, and south, no place like home. So the same way I cry concerning my state, Imo State, I said it here yesterday. The governor of Imo State he lives in Abuja. He doesn't know what is going on in Imo State. His state now is the Asorok. He's the houseboy in Asorok. Every minute you see him in Asorok. So are we happy what is going on in River State? Is it what we wish for our state? No. We want the states to be good. Because if the states are good, if things are functioning well for the states and the citizens of the state, most of us will have a lesser problem by trying to help their families and friends that are in Nigeria. This is our prayer. None of us is saying that we don't want, we are not against any administration, but we want the people to serve the people, right? So this is why I think that I know you support your governor and you didn't hide it, but at least there are information that are coming from that state that does not sound good for anybody. So use your platform and try to, communicate to the people that work close to your governor that are really no good signs concerning his administration. We know that really what you said is true. We know that he was put there by some people, including your president in Asoro, because he asked them, do you want a Edo State? They said, yes, we need a Edo State. And I said, you get a Edo State. So Edo State now is under APC. River State, he has captured the River State. Now your governor in River State has abandoned weekend now. He's going to Asorok like he's going to supermarket now because he had this is political show power. So Fubara now is with your man at Asorok. Wike is there. He and the man in Asorok at abandoned weekend now. So every minute is in Asorok. He's not taking advice from Asorok. So this is the country we are talking about. So please, it is not something personal, but we are looking about for a better country. And that's what each and every one of us are praying for. Thank you, brother KJ.
Thank you so much. My man, Loco P. Loco supporting diaspora voting. Your take, sir. You have 5 minutes.
So, what take do you want me to talk about first? Let me know.
Oh, whatever you feel like taking from wherever. You can even do a summary of all what we talk about, but it has to be.
I did it through because I came in lately anyway. I wasn't watching. I came in lately. I just turned my TV and saw that you guys are saying, so okay, let me just pop in and listen to what you guys are saying until I hear what Uzo was saying. If it's for the maybe genocidal discussion we're having, like in Nigeria, you know, sometimes I will still go back by saying the word English word is also a bad kind of word when it comes to explanation, because what do you mean genocide? The loss of life of one person is even enough, not to talk of like you must have maybe a tribe or a race or a town, you know, being wiped out before you say raise alarm. You understand? So I think we, for over some time, we've stopped being human. You get, because of our own selfish interests, race, maybe selfish race, selfish tribe, selfish religion, selfish, you know. In fact, we've all been just about individuals. You understand? Because for me, I see no reason why something should happen to anybody, maybe somebody from Jonaba's village, that I should not cry out. I shouldn't talk about, okay, like Mr. Jonaba is from Benue, yeah. Look at the last stuff that happened in Benue, yeah, and it took the effort of somebody from another state, from Edo State, to go and make make public the situation. You understand? To let everybody know like this is how terrible this is. So the person did not wait for somebody from popular person like Two-Face Idibia or any popular person from Benue to go and cry out. The person took it upon himself, heard the news, and traveled straight to the place in Yawata where it happened and put it to the world. This is what's happening. Made a documentary of it on his own without any fear of favor of anybody. So I think if we, to a great extent, all Nigerians or humans as large, we can be like that. You know, we don't have to wait for it to happen to us first before we cry out, or happen to somebody that we know before we cry out. As far as it happens to one human, it's bad enough. You know, that's what they say, one too many. One is even bad enough to even, you know, cry out and hold the government responsible, not to wait till you know, consign me. You know, my person. It doesn't affect me. Not good for them. We're not related. If you bone them one day and you don't cry for them, one day to get to your turn and nobody will still cry for you. So that's how I see life. So I sometimes when I see come here, we sometimes we talk about this tribe or religion, whatever. Sometimes it gets me peace because, like, look, the world has passed this. Things are happening in the world that we should even be more worried. The world is moving this way. We are not moving like that. We are still talking about this. So sometimes I get peace when I hear us talking about 19, in fact, 17 or 1800, or even before Jesus Christ. What they're talking about, that's what we're still talking about 21st century. Meanwhile, the world is talking about how to even globalize, compact everybody in one place. People are even talking about reducing world population, and we're yet hating on ourselves like this and that because we feel we're against each other, we don't like each other. Because meanwhile, somebody just put that stupid mentality in our head, maybe from religion, maybe from policies, maybe from tribe. That is, I believe by now with our education, we are supposed to be way past that. Now to like, hey, there are people up there who are benefiting from what we on the ground or the poor people or the common people are suffering. You understand? There are people up there who are really benefiting. Why is it that when it comes to sources, everybody, they look like they are one tribe, they speak the same language, they drink it in the same place, dine in the same place, no matter the tribe. But when it comes to the side who is struggling, poor, or still holding on, we just seem to be different. So that means something is wrong with the way we think. Maybe because we are poor. You understand? Well, we're not enlightened yet. That's why we're still fighting like that. Because we've seen this in Nigeria several times. Whereby they'll do something in Abuja. All the tribes that you think they hate each other, their elite or their rich men always sit in one place, shake hands, eat together, dine together. They even marry each other into their own family. So if they hate that, if the tribe really hate themselves that much, why are they really marrying each other? But it's only on this other side that there's no money, that we struggle, that we have this divide. Why? Can't we think at least for once like something must be wrong somewhere? Because we've been in this level for a long time and we've not made progress. And yet we come here and laugh these so-called rich men politicians that look at them, their daughters and sons are married each other and they don't quarrel. So why can't we think like, oh, something must be happening? I mean, there's something that they are doing that they are not, fighting each other. And there's something that we are doing wrong that's making us fighting each other. We can't think outside our box for sometimes. So sometimes when it comes to this, genocidal, hate-killing religion, that's what I was trying to say. I don't think it's one tribe fighting another tribe or one religion fighting another religion. Somebody is playing a game on some group of lower people, you understand, that doesn't think, that is hungry, because I see no reason why you are a rich Christian and a rich Muslim and you have the fear of God, you're thinking of cleaning somebody else. So somebody is sponsoring you to do that. That's why you're doing it. So that's for the genocide or whatever. Then another thing that I really want to say is this: in here where I am today, they are trying to fulfill some kind of prophecy I don't understand, making everybody to have this digital ID card here in the UK. I don't know if you guys have spoken about that before, and we don't know where this is going to, because the world is going to a place where we don't understand, and it's just paining me that Africa is still behind. We are still there doing Christian religion and tribal whatever, but the world is taking, the few persons is taking the world to a place that the rest of us will not like, and we are just here fighting. So that's just what I want to say for now. But if you say that,
All right.
something else.
Thank you so much, Loco P. And I want to start from your last comment. I'm not going to run. I'm just going to say, yeah, I came across that nonsense that they're talking about. And I also came across your former prime minister who said that he's going to protest it to the end. I will never carry the digital ID. But then don't say Africa is falling behind. No, the word says that Africa eventually will be the rallying point. So just get your listing ready. Know that you have your money. So that when eventually they insist that you must have a digital ID, you can now go back to your village, where before they can come and ask you for digital ID is going to be difficult. But the truth is that what you said is very true. The world is spinning and is moving towards the direction that we all thought was a fairy tale, but it's coming to a heck. And I thank you for your
I tell you now,
contribution. Okay, nobody talks here. You know me, I never ever accuse you of.
No, not be here, not be here. I mean, don't tell you now, like from many years ago now, 2-3 years now. Now change is here. And I say, nah, I don't know.
All right. Okay, no problem. Loco P. I'm sorry, Mr. Okwabulo. My brother John Abba, you have 5 minutes.
Okay. It's nice to see you guys once again. Kopi, the rest of the guys that are here before. It's a good conversation, a good evening. I think we should focus more on speaking to the issue of the struggles of millions of Nigeria, how to empower them, mobilize them, how to bring them to live in the new reality that we are facing, and we should not be left behind. I believe that all said and done, we are good people. Uh, we have our own struggle like any other tribe and race in the world, but we are unique people. We should not allow the politics of the elite to destroy us, because when we, the ordinary people, are divided, they take advantage of it.
Okay, my friend, don't enter my private jet. Come down line. I will find you.
And in that case, we are the one to lose. But if we all know that the way we speak to issues here, people are watching, and the people back home depend on diaspora. They consume most of our information, looking up to us, knowing that we have seen what is humanly possible. And then some of the contradictions we play, uh, uh, politics that none of us here are benefiting from it directly.
It's good to take a side. I don't believe in the politics of Nigeria or any African politics. I think we should grow in our own space and have a leader in our own way. I think that one is the easy access that they have used to destroy our lives, because through the we used to have these traditional leaders, and people respect them a lot. Now they are all agboro. Governors and politicians now decide who are our traditional leaders. That is a problem, a grassroots problem we have. In that, have strangled our tradition and custom and our ways of life. Even the way we are afraid of so many things when they invoke the God of the land and all of those things that bring discipline. And now everything is being thrown out through the window, and we are just trying to be who we are not created to be. But I can also understand who hold dearly to their cultures and values and their ethnicity. There is nothing wrong with that. That is who you are. There's nothing wrong with you standing for your people, but not in uh, uh, the fact that you stand for them does not mean the other should be used as a casualty. We are all human beings. Every human being deserves to live and to live to their God given potential. So I hope our conversation here will continue to inspire them in Africa and around the world that black people were intelligent, and those that interfere with our political or come through our political elite to destroy us. The only thing we can say to them, we pray one day that the African youth can rise up and overcome this gigantic enemy that claim to be friend. Thank you.
Mr. Ovio, sorry, I'm asking a question of you. Sorry, not this. This guy, so this Ubebul way you put for your bag, like sort of what is the irony of metaphoric, ideology where you put this guy like I feel so you do mock him because for me, I've listened to you sometimes like okay, guess if you guess as this kind of level now. So I feel so you're just doing it for mockery, like you just want to be controversial by putting this picture behind you, or just want to speak about him all the time. Like it does spoil, make everybody chop. The scatter. So not gonna leave and make do it, make come out. The next person come do you come out. There's no need again. I think that's what you are doing. Do you understand?
Okay, I will respond to that. Is it my time to speak now? So that I will just
no, not your time, Sha. I know how you go. Make like KJ
I ask KJ so that we just
okay.
No, we have all rounded. I give you 5 minutes you spoke, and then the program has come to an end.
Oh, okay. Let me just
really?
We have overshot by 40 minutes already.
I mean, give me 2 minutes more. I like that question, the way you phrase them, Local P. No, I am serious. I'm supporting him. But if you are saying why or what's the ideology, is to say into to the educated ones.
Okay.
But listen, Mr. Ikheloa said, man, if I know they my private jet, to say if I my private jet, if I don't fly come the island, don't fight you. You know why? But I ask you this question. Your presidential candidate now will be, based on your interest, how much will it take, or what will it take to make you vote against him, Mr. Ike?
I don't know if KJ give me opportunity to.
No, just short. How much?
No, you see, Mr. Pablo, we have discussed your issue and your goal. Don't come and bring another topic. No, I'm not holding on. I'm not holding on. I'm not holding on. Ike is not going to vote. Ike is not going to change his mind. He's standing for being obedient. He's not going to change it. That's probability, and that's what you guys did yesterday. I don't want to go to KJ. All right, having said that, we are closing right away.
We first come and I stated the head. At least give us that small.
Listen, even me now, I did here since I have been sitting.
Hold on. Okay. I said that then. I asked that to say, I don't understand why people would they say I should vote against my interest, right? I'm a person where be say once I see a leader, I look for what do I have in common with this person. right? Donald Trump, for instance, if to say I'm in position to vote, I go vote for that. You know why? They say the guy they lie. That's a fucking human being. I they lie too. Right? The guy like women. I like women too.
Okay. So in a nutshell, what you are doing is for your own. Hold on. Okay, what you are doing is for your own interest and not the interest of the general public.
People.
What is the interest of the general public? I don't know what it is.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ike. Thank you so much.
Now I understand you.
Okopi, thank you. I need to shut down so that we can be able to make it another time. Thank you all.
Wow.
We appreciate everybody. Ovie, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
It is always good. You know the quality of a man when everybody comes after you and you stand your ground, whether they like it or not. I like that. So we appreciate your contribution every time that you come on here. Thank you so much. Lopi, thank you so much also for coming in, even though you know that the time was almost gone, but you still came in just to put one or two words. We appreciate you. Mr. Conscience, thank you also. Your contribution is very valuable and I appreciate it. Please do always come. We'll be here next week by the grace of God to also make a good, a better program. Thank you, every one person who have contributed, those people on the keyboard. I start with blessed. Thank you so much. You may not agree with me, but it's okay. Thank you, Dr. Pansa. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Sake, Obi. Yeah, and every other person who has actually contributed immensely to this. My dear sister, Tokpe. Thank you, Oscar Blackbone, sorry. Oscar Blackbone, thank you so much for the cup of coffee. You are one of those that are keeping us on air. We really appreciate your contribution and your time. And like I always say, it is not easy. Every time that you are spent with us here, you cannot, get it back. It's called time and treasure. So we appreciate all of you who put in that time and your treasure to be here. Without you, there will be no program. That is our program for today. No matter what side of the divide you belong, our desire is that Nigeria should be good. Our desire is that the country should get better. Our desire is to see that our children become better than us, not the way that is going today. Our desire is to make sure that Nigeria become a leader in the next decade, not that we continuously to become the same country going hand in cap to beg for loans and assistance from everything that looks like a country. So it's not against any government particular, it's not against anything, but we're simply saying let us do what is required of us so that Nigerians can get respite. At least once, let us enjoy good governance. Thank you so much. And we will see if we can, there's so much to be done, but we'll see if we can be with you before next week. If we can do a middle of the week, we'll do that. If not, we'll see you Saturday next week. On behalf of Dr. Damages and every one of us here, Ngozi, Forefather, Mr. Chukuma, Ola, and every other person who is doing one thing or the other behind, we want to say we appreciate you all and God bless.
I am adore lele, idu kwasamaka onyoma odika powder. Idu kwasamupu onyoma odika fomu. Idu kwasamishi onyoma odika pilu. Ololo lolo, aturu bwe bule waka wa.